Greetings everyone and welcome to the One Piece talk show. That's not the podcast because we're not a podcast, we're just people.
I mean, we just love One Piece and just like to talk about it.
Yes. In the meantime, of course, we'll have some gameplay in the background, so you don't get bored. You have something to see. I hope the audio is okay. So anyway, last time we left off was Alabasta, right?
I think I don't remember. Did we finish it at the very? I think we
Yeah,
did.
we finished Alabasta and we're somewhere in Jaya.
Yeah, we
We're
went.
talking about it.
Yeah,
And I just love the way like Robin just joins the crew.
just casually, like.
Just casually like
Yeah.
that. It's just like, hey, I took all of your clothes. What the hell, Baroque works?
No, I got some money. All right, you
Villains
can.
took my clothes. Oh, there they.
And then you show, and we were talking about Nami's clothes, and then Robin shows some money to Nami, and it's like, oh, never mind, you're fine.
Oh, Nisama!
Sanji was already lost in like the first 5 seconds.
And that was just like Zoro and Usopp like we're the last bastion against her. Yeah, these guys are really fools. And then it's all poo. Just the face Usopp makes when he turns around, going, huh? Then the invitation of Chopper, and then Usopp joins the fucking idiots. So it's all alone in skepticism.
You see, it's like Robin is really good with party tricks. Just any type of party trick, and she can pull it off.
And when she feels like it, she'll join in your stupid stuff, you know?
Yeah.
If she's in a good mood, she'll do something stupid. I've learned. But Robin, man, Robin is such a... is Robin best girl?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too, right?
It's like she comes in like a mysterious woman and everything. Then you learn more about her and whatnot. And then she stays for the rest of it. It's like, isn't it like... it's not right after Alabasta, right? It's like... it's at least after the... you get more about her. Once Skypiea. After Skypiea, you learn more about her.
No, even in Skypiea, there was also that one fight. She had one fight! One fight! in Skypiea. Which we're going to get to now. So we have the Jai arc, Don't you just love it when you're just sailing over the sea and on a fucking giant ship just fucking like falls down near you? Yeah, that's great. Jesus Christ.
God, us. Love it too. And then again, the fucking Skypiea arc had some really fucking funny hijinks going on with like the falling ship, or you're going into the sky, or you're falling from the sky.
Or Luffy trying to fix the Mary, only breaking it even more.
or meeting some certain fat ass and being really good friends with him until you realize he has a bad taste in pies.
Man, I can't believe we found the main villain of the story there and we didn't even know. It was just an argument over like the food and the drinks of the fucking shop.
Yeah. And then we got some little tidbits about Sanji's like, what was it called, backstory, like a little hint, but nothing else.
But more so like, hey, yeah, I was born in the South Blue? North Blue. No, I was North Blue. I was born in the North Blue. Okay.
Right. And I
came pretty sure that they'll have nothing to do with anything in the future.
Obviously.
Good news. Sanji was pretending to be French all along. He's actually German. Can't believe it.
So it's just like, I'm looking at this game. It's just like what was it called? The Naruto fighting games, basically.
No, it's more like it's made by Spike. It's like the Tenkaichi games, and they did J-Stars, so...
Right.
Yeah, it's just another arena fighter. Honestly, man, like, it's just as good as I remembered it was.
Honestly, it's like I was expecting another Dynasty Warriors game, but I guess...
No, I thought, fuck it, I don't feel like doing that. I just want to record some fighting game instead.
Right. In any case, it's just not that much important, so how about we continue?
Right, anyway. Where were we? I guess we can talk about Bellamy. There's this guy. He's like, oh yes, the dreams for pirates that are dreaming is shit's over. And to prove it, I'm gonna just beat up 2 people that are clearly not fighting, but I'm gonna pretend it's a massive W. Honestly, Bellamy is like the 12-year-old kid that just can't stand the fact that you might still be playing Pokemon.
Nah, sorry, do you mean 12-year-old kid or do you mean a 40-year-old movie Bob?
Both. What's the difference? What's the difference? Why should I listen to Movie Bob? He fucking played Mario Brothers 3 over going to his grandma's funeral. Fuck him. He literally lives in his mother's basement, Dennis.
Yeah, I really do wonder how much he's like saying, how much serious about it he is. But then again, if it's Movie Bob, he might just be saying the truth.
Nah, I'm 100% convinced that's the truth.
And it's like he's such a special type of person, right? Eating such a ginormous fucking menu as like a small size portion, or how about the other thing about him loving eugenics?
Yes, eugenics my favorite thing.
Or how he cried while he was drunk about him.
Let's not talk about him. We've talked enough about him.
Bellamy's Movie Bob, basically. Let's continue.
Okay, Bellamy, Movie Bob, only he can actually fight, I think.
Somewhat.
We just head back, after being laughed at for going like, hey, we want to go to the Sky Island because we found this map from salvaging this ship that fell down. Yeah.
I thought it was more about the fact that the polar nose was like pointing up and they were like...
it was that too. The log post was pointing up and we found the map. Now we couldn't help but think, oh, maybe the map is fake. And everyone's like, no, fuck you. We have our dreams, damn it.
Damn it, it sounds so much fun. We can't end this adventure with not going.
I love how, like, you can see how depressed Usopp and, like, Luffy were, and then you have, like, now we go, oh, no, never mind, it was real, it's definitely real. You can't shatter the dreams of the children.
Man, if you get, like, punched in the gut and like, eat her own food, when she notices there's already a secondary, it's a Sky Island.
Oh, there's a Sky Island, I can't believe it. Either way, though, so Robin comes in because Robin is a genius intelligence gatherer. She has an idea of where we might be able to find more information on the Sky Island. We have to go to see the descendant of Mont Blanc Noland.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Noland was. I remember his name.
And his name was Cricket. Mont Blanc Cricket. Bleh. So they go to his house, like on the edge of Jaya Island, and they saw this massive castle, only to realize it was just a carbon cutout. That's the He lived in half a house. Can you believe it, man?
I know, right? For the sad life.
So they squabbled a little bit with Cricket because Cricket thought they were bandits. Makes sense. Why else would they get visitors?
Everybody hates him.
Fight him for a little bit. He kind of becomes weak and gets, I guess sick. He was put to bed and shit. Apparently, he was friends with like these 2 monkey guys that we kind of encountered along the way because they were kind of, I guess you could say they were territorial. They don't defend their territory. One of them was salvaging and like claimed this like place was his salvaging territory, but the stores were already salvaging, so yeah, kinda. Yeah. And there was also these massive shadows that like interrupted the fight too. These massive giants, which were actually shadows all along.
Huh.
Remember that?
No, actually I don't. I remember many of these. The first part of it I just have difficulty remembering.
I want to say Chopper's the most useless character in this entire game.
Anyway. So it's like I guess
we talked to him, he basically talks about how his ancestor is depicted as being a liar and that his whole family has to like basically got shamed for it and shit. And he's trying to like dive down to find the supposed city of gold that Noland has said must have sunk into the water. As a kind of challenge, to see if like the city of gold is real and shit. But doing that so often kind of takes a toll on his health. His monkey friends, which are basically brothers to him, kind of came in and shit, and we kind of talked it out. But there was one part of like Nolan's journal, his real actual journal, that talked about seeing a skyfish. So that gave the stories more of a hint that maybe Sky Island is real. So there's this thing in Jaya Island called the knock-up stream, which is basically a moment where this giant sea current just blows up into the fucking sky. And they basically figured, hey, perhaps if you ride that sea current, you might be able to reach the sky.
Oh, that's cool. Then, but how do we do it?
Well, we just make like a flying model of the Mary and just hope we should leave it to luck. They did need a specific kind of bird that always points south, so they will always know the way. Because you can't really use the log post to get to the knock-up stream.
Right, because the log post is always pointing at Sky Island, and so you can't really tell where it's south at this point.
Exactly. And talking about the game again, Koala basically has a similar moveset to Jinbei, but it's actually fucking better because of how fast she is.
Man, that's impressive with those massive knockers.
Yeah, this game has jiggle physics, by the way, I'm just saying.
Good game. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, by the way, and Hancock, her clothes actually rip apart when you fight her.
Nice.
I'm just saying. Anyway.
No, at least they know the audience.
At least they know the audience. So, anyway. We do that, the Stars kind of try to gather the bird and shit, and then Bellamy goes like, oh, there's that old black cricket. I know nothing about him, but I'm gonna arrest him and beat him up for daring to find out if something is real or not.
Daring to entertain this notion for years on end.
And, he takes his gold and shit, beats him up. Luffy sees that and goes like, fuck that guy. No, leave me alone, you don't have time, fuck him, I'm gonna fuck him up. So Luffy comes to his town, Bellamy kind of talks shit. They learn now that his bounty was 100 million all along. Oops. They don't believe it, so Bellamy just jumps around over the place, goes like, haha, can you even throw a punch? Luffy asks himself that question, and then punches Bellamy to oblivion.
Just one punch. One punch is enough,
you have the one punch man, and they have Bellamy, the one punched man.
The one punch back.
No, I think, okay, whatever. Anyway. So, Bellamy, he ain't shit. Later gets punished by Doflamingo, the Shichibukai, because, he apparently works under him.
Yeah. He gets a massive wake-up call, basically.
After all of that, Blackbeard, the person Luffy was fighting with in the bar, he also said something very important, a man's dreams never end. I love how that's something that Luffy would totally agree with, but Luffy stared at him Blackbeard's probably just gonna be an enemy at some point, so he didn't care at all. And that's always thing I love. That's always the kind of thing I love, because Luffy's a very instinctual person. He's a person that bases all of his actions off of instinct for most of the time. I think you can just tell by instinct that Blackbeard's gonna be this massive villain he has to fight at some point.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't seem like a good guy. Sure, he says maybe some sensible stuff. Still, fuck him.
Basically.
He knew
Blackbeard finally sees that his 100 billion bounty and wants to capture him, because that's what he's looking for, a person with a 100 billion bounty.
Probably for his own image, if anything else.
So, there has to be a reason for it. Also, one of Bellamy's friends just kind of came along and he fucking smashes him into the fucking wood because he also ain't shit. We finally reach Sky Island though, we go over, Luffy returns, we go to the knock-up stream. We sail the knock-up stream, and Nami realizes, hey, we need to just throw the sails out, the wind will carry us. And we finally get to the right sea, the sea up in the sky.
Yeah, we've even found out that you can swim through it, but just don't go too far into the clouds, or otherwise you fall down.
of course, because of how high up they are, they have to like really get used to the air too, so they can really fight well when a gorilla warrior attacked. Luckily, we got the sky knife, Gandalf. Right, no, Genfall.
You know, it's funny when I think about it. It's like a fucking Sky Island has border patrol.
The border patrol is interesting because it's not like they won't let you through, but if they let you through, then you're an illegal immigrant and you need to die.
It's such a weird thing.
Like I love it. Like they went to that border, like to the person that basically like lets you in and out. And she's like, well, you can go through without paying. And then they do it. And she's like, okay, there are a bunch of criminals now.
Fantastic. So yeah, it's like there are a bunch of criminals, fucking monkeys come around. What next?
Yep.
What was that? What next?
They reached the Angel Beach. Yeah, they kind of do the exploring shit. I really love the Skype arc for its like
war
creativity. It's creativity. You know? There's so much like stuff in Skypia, like the culture, the people, the things they use. There's so many new things introduced.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It definitely takes an imagination to create. Like I love how very creative everything is and stuff.
They have a lot of fucking like shell-like things that they use for everything. Literally everything.
And then there are the dials, which become very important overall as they are often used in the rest of the series.
Mm-hmm.
The sound dial, which later gets used as an MP3 player. You have the flame dial. You have the wind. Was it the burst dial? The wind dial. Of course, you have the impact dial. Very useful stuff. Those shells. Also beat those like two people that were like they guided him to their house and they were like, hey, wanna chill here, foreigners. And they talked about their god NL. Yeah, apparently God is up in this island. Can you believe it?
No, that's lovely.
He's also in this game, by the way, but I don't know how to unlock it. I don't know why NL is in this game. I would prefer Lucci being in this game, but okay.
You see, this is NL is shockingly good. That's why.
Not if you play as Luffy, because then he does no damage. So anyway, unfortunately, Nami has already gone to explore and doesn't realize that she's heading towards like the place where God lives, which she's not allowed to go to. And over there she sees like God's power, this giant fucking blue beam from the sky that blows someone up. It's like, Jesus Christ, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Nah, but I think everybody would, right? It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was then that
on purpose.
Yeah, it was that then the border like. Zoals that when the police, the cadets, what were they called? The cadets, the white parrots.
I don't actually remember that part.
No, the sky police, the sky police.
The sky police.
We're like, nah, illegal immigrants, and every single thing these characters did, they made up like, oh yeah, that's against the law, there's another violation. And
what is this, fucking England?
So now we come around and we're like, okay, so we can like pay, we can still pay. It's like an increased amount now, but we could pay for your
the fine. Yeah.
But we don't, they have a different like currency. They have extols, so you have to ask, how much is that in berry? And now we heard that she got angry. She's like, that's way too much, and then she fucking knocks over like the captain, like. And she did it out of instinct, because afterwards she was like, oh shit, oops. So yeah, they didn't get out of that, like Luffy beat them all up, but now, they basically have gotten the death sentence. I was like, soft straw heads were sent over to the sacrificial altar, when they were on the ship. And Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp were the only ones left to be able to come after them and save them. They have to go through some trials and shit. Apparently the... girl, what was her name again?
I want to remember. They met some family, like the girl and I guess her grandpa too, right?
No, it was her father, just her dad.
Father, right?
And she, gods can hear all of everyone, so she has to like guide them to a trap, basically, but only later couldn't handle it anymore and just admits everything. So a giant fucking beam was gonna come out of the sky. Luckily, Luffy grabbed her out of the fucking way. Jesus Christ.
I guess it makes sense. It's like, normally speaking, with us knowing the ability, wouldn't that be that fucking fast? But no, it takes a while for it to come down. So why not try to move out of the way?
No, man, I was really wondering, like, who the fucking, like, villain was going to be. Like, I was so impressed with its power. Like, I knew it was gonna be an asshole because it's like, oh, it's a god enemy. Okay.
Yeah, he's the acting god.
I've played enough JRPGs.
So yeah, he's just gonna be in jerk face. So the fucking fact that he also like forced the fucking girl to be like to trap him and then trap them and whatnot, and then when she feels guilt to start blasting, But so what? They left her behind? Did they left her behind or take her with them?
Well, she basically just admits everything, and they say, well, we have to save our friends anyway, we have to do this anyway, we understand your problems, so we're just gonna leave it at that. And then they just headed over into the boat and did the trial, like the first trial, the trial of balls. To fight one of the 4 priests, which apparently had this thing called mantra, where they can predict the opponent's moves. Of course, he got too full of himself and kind of got surprised when himself just came in with the giant fucking exploding balls that he like gathered up. Oops.
How did the person look like with the balls? Was it like a giant fat or was it a small person?
It was a big fat person.
Right. That's where it all started.
It goes like, whoo, whoo, whoo!
Yeah.
I think my favorite part was when Luffy like kind of captured him with his whopper powers, and Sanji just stands in front of him. Is like, this is the trial of love. This guy is an idiot too! Oh no! Before getting knocked out.
All
of that
it's
shit.
Like, yeah, no, there's a whole bit with like the trial things that I love, like for like their whole boat travel where they were making jokes and funny things and all that on their way there.
And while the others explored the island, Chopper was left alone on the boat. And then the priest of with fire attacks, with the fire dials and shit, came along and kind of just fought Chopper. Chopper immediately fucking blew the fucking whistle the moment he showed up, out of fear. It's like, Jesus. The whistle that summoned like the knight, which would be free for the first time. Later they would have to pay because he's a mercenary technically. So Gonfo and that priest fight it out. The priest kind of defeats him and then kind of leaves.
Right, he defeats the mercenary and then leaves?
Yeah. I think he thought like him and Chopper were dead and he didn't see it. Oh no, wait. There was also a point where the gorillas that attacked the Straws were attacking like the island and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to return and fight them instead.
Right.
Because there was this one big struggle going around where what were they called? Anyway, the gorillas wanted to retake their land. Chandria. They wanted to retake their land, which apparently were taken by the Sky Islanders. Of course, now the gods NL, so they're against God NL.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, the other Straw Hats have basically found out that the City of Gold is actually in Skypia. This island, which is made of earth, is actually part of Jaya that was shot in the air by the knock-up stream.
Yeah, basically the best way for people to like visualize this is that imagine Skypia being a place that's all filled with clouds, right? Everything you walk on is basically on top of clouds. And then you go to this one part where basically the sacrifice altar where they put the ship to is basically just this whole jungle part. Like the floor is made out of earth.
Giant jungle with earth, which they call Verth in
Skype,
yeah,
Skype language.
Because it's of course they've never seen that shit before. It's very rare for them.
Yeah, so for them, dirt is fucking worth gold. But in any case, yeah, it's like basically that's the best way to describe it. So the fucking Straw Hats discovered what Jesse was mentioning. Wait a second.
The City of Gold is here. So, they met up, they kind of gathered up, Gonfo was there too, they were kind of like partying and shit before the final battle, or before the war, and all just kind of shows up and goes like, yes, I'm planning a survival game, it should be fun. I want to say though, this is like, this war, it was fun, like some of these fights were pretty fun to watch. So learning his new skill of like, like air slashes and shit.
Or, you know, and if you were one of the anime watchers, you would always see the preview where this one guy got, like, exploded into the sky while the other guy did a cool pose.
Yeah,
Every single episode.
Chop had his first fight for real. His first one-on-one fight.
Wasn't the party part where also Usopp saw a ghost near the Mary repairing the ship?
Yeah, something like that. Like he woke up because of the sound of a hammer, and he saw some kind of ghost fix Mary. And it's kind of like, what the fuck? How did that happen?
Of course, he didn't keep him to himself, but nobody knew what it was. With
Right?
Usopp, I was it Usopp coming with the theory that like it's the Mary itself repairing the ship.
That's like later. You know, we've used that later in What the Seven. But anyway, Sky Island.
I made a theory about it there. Though. Anyway, continue.
The war. You know, the interesting thing is that, you know, obviously none of the stars know anything about the Sky Warfare because of all the dials being used and the tricks being used.
Right.
One thing was the impact dial, which hurts Luffy because, you know, the impact basically stores the impact of a certain attack and then returns it. It does hurt your arm. Then you have the leader of the gorillas, Viper. He's kind of a dickhead, but...
By the way, for the people wondering, he doesn't mean gorillas as in monkeys, he means gorilla fighters.
I think everyone understood that.
I just want to clarify for some people.
I think most people watching this probably already know the story, but...
They probably watch One Piece, but in the off chances we do have non-watchers, you know, non-One Piece viewers. So, Viper?
Viper. He uses a reject dial, which is like 10 times the power. Only, you know, normally a normal person would just die on the first time using it. He just kills one priest with it and fucking says, okay, I'm gonna keep going. He also has this burning bazooka, which is basically like a bazooka that just shoots a giant fire beam.
Nice.
Pretty cool. Luffy fights him for a little bit before getting eaten by a giant snake.
Lovely. Yeah,
of course, Luffy has to be AFK for most of the time.
Oh yeah, he's the most powerful character out of many of them.
Right.
You can't have that.
So I'll find some kind of guy which uses like a steel cloud sword thing.
He
defeated Chopper, so Zoro got a bit motivated. And also my favorite moment in that whole fight. Like in the manga, right? That the startup of that fight with like Zoro versus that other priest versus Gunvolt versus Viper. That was a really good fucking panel in the manga. Like, holy shit. One of the best panels in the manga, I want to say.
Do you love it too? It's like before they went with the party in the big fight, they were like exploring the island, and yet Zoro being completely and utterly lost.
Yeah, well, that's Zoro for you.
Actually, everybody was lost. Oh, only Robin. No, wait. It was at the big fight, wasn't it? Yeah, because Robin was the only one who went to the middle of the fucking island, where everybody else was a bit everywhere.
Yeah. Robin was exploring the ruins, and she got angry when someone tried to break the ruins. So she's like, okay, you know what? Fuck you. 1,000 years of death.
Meaning every single bone that she can break, she broke in one go.
Basically. Honestly, he totally is fucking dead. Have you seen him afterwards? I don't think so.
No, I think in the case of Robin, she seems to have some like incredible fucking arm strength if you think about it, to be able to bend that body like that. But you know,
well, I think there's a reason why she sprouts so many arms.
Yeah, she probably just do some fucking bicep trading while like nobody's watching.
With a spare hand. I'll talk back to the fight with Zoro versus that sword guy. Well, my favorite part was actually the fucking dog because. Yeah, this dog does everything I tell him. And after that fight, the dog still attacks him. And then Zoro says stop. And the dog stops and he's like, wait. He does everything what everyone tells him. Oh, Jesus. Hit yourself in the head and knock yourself out.
Well, a useful dog.
At the end of the day, they're only like... NL basically predicted the amount of survivors, but it was when the time was ended, there were more survivors than they predicted. And it's like, no, God is absolute. So one of you motherfuckers is going to fucking die. The survivors were like Gunvolt, Viper, Robin, Zoro, and there was Nami. I think. Were there more?
And Nami was, I believe, in the background hiding.
Yeah. Of course, I knew that she was there, but the other characters chose him to die, but he was like, nope. He kind of headshotted Robin, and others like didn't really agree with his his suggestion of joining him while he destroys Skypia and like makes very fast. I don't know why he wanted very first. If he just wanted like the Earth and shit, he would just go to Breath of the Wild. There's the giant grass field he wants.
Now you see, we don't have a switch in the One Piece world. We get it after the time skip.
I'm pretty sure there's like a grass field like island somewhere in this.
Yes.
Either way, that is his goal. All the characters said no. Now he says yes, but only temporarily because he's scared. Luffy finally gets out of the fucking snake. Chases after, and apparently has used had been mining gold to make this arc that flies in the sky. He made the skyship, and he literally made it like a Final Fantasy airship. Can you believe it?
And he's ahead of the times. Like then again, he has the power to do it, and he damn well did it.
He uses his own electricity to power the ship. It's Enel, he's not a god. He just ate the Lokia food, the Goro Goro no Mi, the Thunder food, which basically turns into a lightning human.
You know, we already knew that Lokia fruits were fucking powerful as fuck, but then you have this guy just being even more powerful with how he can like fucking long ranges people out of the fucking.
And then Luffy just shows up. He didn't know what a robber is. He really thought he was invincible this entire time. Then Luffy just shows up. And the face he makes is famous. It is beautiful.
Yes.
I've used it in one of my top news too. It is a beautiful face. It's just...
It's funny, right? It's like... It sucks for him to then fucking find out what hockey is afterwards. Man, it must really suck for him.
But yeah, Luffy beat him the fuck up. He just realized that, hey, electricity doesn't work, plant attacks also doesn't work, what the fuck is Wobber? Finally, he learns that, you can cut Luffy, which Luffy just admits. Like, he doesn't go like, nope, doesn't work. Oh, fuck, what do I do then? Luffy can't lie anyway, so it's fine, I guess.
Yeah. And at some point, he thinks of something genius, as in, like, putting his hands into, like, an impossible situation, like a gold orb.
No, before that, he uses mantra, because he still has mantra, to, like, predict Luffy's attacks. In order to go against that, Luffy just made sure he became extra stupid, like, he dropped his IQ and stopped thinking. But he can only dodge that way, he can't attack, so it was useless. Then he did another technique, an octopus technique, where he just elonged his arms for no reason. I don't know what the fuck that was about. But then he figured, hey, you can't predict what I'm going to do if I'm just gonna smash like the fucking like wall at Venom and let my fucking arms bounce off. So man, he fucking beat the fucker up. You know, like, and I was basically like begging him to stop, like, yeah, but then boom. After a while though, in desperation, and now uses the gold, like melts it, and then like uses it to basically just create this giant golden ball to stick Luffy's arm in. So yeah, Luffy's arm was stuck in this giant heavy golden ball, and he throws Luffy off.
Well, a good move, to be honest.
In the meantime, Sanji and Usopp had woken up after being like destroyed by Enel when he showed up on this ship. Usopp and Sanji just enter like the arc, you know. Sanji kind of just breaks some wheels, breaks some fucking like gears on the arc. Usopp shows up, and the girl's like, "So what if you were God?"
Wasn't it first? It's like he opens the door and he's like, "Oh, have a nice day," and then turns the door and closes the door. He
opens the door, goes like, "Hey, Sanji isn't here." No. Oh. Goodbye. Hey. No, my favorite part there is like Sanji and Nami going, "What are you talking about? We're just fighting God." I know, right?
And then Usopp comes with like the most powerful technique that he knows.
Usopp spell. A paper cut sliced through your knuckle.
And it's like it only works on fucking Nami.
It works more on Nami than it works on the No, and that doesn't even use his lightning powers anymore. He just fucking comes over to him and just knocks his head with the staff.
You know what I realized, right? With the fucking staff. And now actually did destroy Luffy's balls before he actually, used the golden ball trick. So Luffy lost more of his libido before the end of this arc.
Man, I can't believe it. Also, looks like the boss could do anything, considering Luffy is completely made out of rubber, so it's always safe to do things with him.
Good point. Maybe he did survive the impact of the iron pole. Of the gold pole, I mean.
Well, his balls are made of rubber, and so if he just like, if it was just a blunt attack, why can't I see the mouse? If it's just a blunt attack, it should be fine.
Yeah.
His balls are indestructible. You can't.
So,
Holy shit! Luffy's the strongest man in the universe. You can't kick him in the balls.
Nah, just wait till somebody with hockey comes around. So anyway, did Sanji? When did Sanji ever appear against Enel?
Yep. After destroying his gears, he showed up for like he comes in to save Nami. He gets hit by the lightning blast, and he goes, "Thanks you. I needed to light my cigarette." At the end of the day, there was this giant beanstalk which Luffy tried to run up to get to like NL and shit. And their idea was, Viper and the others kind of woke up at some point from being knocked out by the lightning. And that's when he got kind of told by, I think by Robin, about like how we were trying to ring the golden bell to like tell his ancestor down below that Skype that like the Golden City does exist. And then we get the backstory of how Noland went to like Chandra 400 years ago. And the population there was kind of primitive. They believed in sacrificing people to the gods to cure this disease. The disease never got cured. Now I think about it, I guess we haven't changed. We keep trying to do these lockdowns even though the numbers are staying the same. And those guys just try to sacrifice humans even though the disease has never left.
And they're still saying, yes, man. Fucking what goes around comes around. So
just never ends.
I think Nolan tried to fucking fix their ways too, right?
Nolan does not accept human sacrifices, no matter the culture. So he's like, stop that shit. Then you have the great warrior of Shonda. It's like, hey, we have to do this, goddammit. That's my daughter. Yeah, but how dare you still try to sacrifice your daughter, you bitch. And he like wanted to prove to them that he can cure their diseases. Because Nolan was like an expert adventurer. He can even kill sea kings with ease as well.
I noticed he was stuck between between two fucking mountains in a sense, and he could even pull it off.
He was stuck in the ground between a rift after like an earthquake, and the warrior of Chandra was like, "Aha, idiot! That's what happens when you defy the gods, lol." And I don't know what did Nolan say again to convince him.
I don't know. But they certainly did something.
Nolan somehow convinces him to kill the giant snake, which they saw as God. And he he was crying. He's like, you know what I've done? I've just killed a god. It's just a snake, man. It's a snake. I don't know. That Nolan eventually got freed by the warrior, like he helped him and shit, and he ended up making the cure, which of course, got massive. There was like massive respect towards him and shit afterwards and shit, right? And they and the other explorers kind of became friends. They kind of partied and shit. He and the warrior of Chandra became best fucking friends. They even to the point where when they saw the child of the giant snake, they were like, "Oh, is a god? Isn't it a snake?" And they were just kind of laughing together and shit. They kind of became best friends. They drank together and shit. The warrior kind of like showed him the city of gold and stuff. And if he wanted to give him like all of the fucking gold and everything, right?
Alright.
Because they don't really have a use for it and shit. But at the end, it was kind of like a bad plot between them because, and I didn't really know for the longest time. And I just wanted him to leave. Like, I didn't even want to necessarily fight against him, but I just wanted him to leave because the trees he used to make those cure, the trees that were chopped apparently were considered, the spirits of the ancestors who died. And he didn't know that, so, this is like the big misunderstanding that leads to this, bad plot and shit. And Nolan was said to leave all the gold behind to all his fellow explorers. They kind of started leaving. And I don't know who came up to, like, the warrior, but he basically told him... Someone told him about the fact that, those trees were actually also infected by the same disease. So they had to cut those trees down to stop it. Once he understood that, he kind of came up to Nolan and basically told him to, please, come again. We will ring the bell again for you. I promise promise that we shall ring the bell so you know again where we are and everything, you know? Unfortunately, it's then that, like, the knockup stream came and they were shot into the fucking sky. And that was when the god of that time came in and wanted to take the Earth for himself because, you know, it was a very rare material and shit. So, it was this big-ass war against the Chandrians and the Sky Islanders.
You know, it gets only crazier than with the fact that Nolan was like, you know, they gave us all of this gold, but then again, maybe I should tell to my king about this island, city of gold and whatnot. Knockoff stream did fuck up his life as well.
And, you know, you can tell that the king would have only came in with bad intentions too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they made Nolan out to be this massive fucking liar and he got executed. That sucks.
So yeah, Nolan's family got a bad reputation, and the people of the what was Gardania are fucked.
Yeah. But here we are, back to in the real time. Viper now is on our side. You know, we both try to destroy the beanstalk to get Luffy to a better position to get to NL. He's just running up that beanstalk with a giant golden ball in his fucking arms. And now we helped him up with the Wave Rider as well for a while. Then at some point, Luffy, no, before that, like, and that was of course trying to destroy Skypiea in its entirety, and create this like massive thunder cloud that just explodes like a giant fucking nuke. And he was just trying to nuke the entire fucking place.
How so though? I don't remember the reason. It's like I know he wants to go to the moon, but what about?
He also destroyed and it's like he and his group actually came from another sky island that he also destroyed before coming here.
Oh, dick.
Yeah, he's just a dick, Ennis.
He just wants to destroy.
Yeah. And Luffy just jumped into the thundercloud and used the golden ball to kind of, I don't know, redirect the electricity so that it like just breaks apart.
I guess really just ruin the magnetic force or whatever the fuck it is for this fucking cloud. And basically he destroyed the cloud and then threw his most powerful sniper at NL.
Now he first he like was about to fall down and he used a cloud to like kind of bump like the kind of Whopper bends his way back to NL. And now like as like last desperate attack, it didn't work, and then the golden rifle attack came in and just smashed him into the golden bell. And it was such a beautiful end, just like the golden bell ringing to let Montblanc know, like let Cricket know that the sky, that the city of gold was in the sky, and to see like Luffy's massive like shadow that was cast into the clouds below. Man, that was such a beautiful moment. I love it. Yeah, Skypiea was one of those arcs that everyone considered. The people thought it was a filler arc. And everyone was like complaining, like, oh, Skypiea is too long, yeah. But now everyone's kind of like, hey, you know what? Skypiea is fucking, like, it's pretty good, what the fuck?
And there's a lot of things going on in there. It's like, I never...
Yeah. People's biggest complaint was that it was a long arc, but honestly, it was such a... It introduced so many things, you know? It's such a different thing, you know? I guess I think it should have been a long arc, you know, to kind of... For world building's sake as well, you know?
I think I was mainly an anime watcher, so for me, I don't know, it felt like a slow one. For some reason, it felt somewhat slow.
The anime might feel slow, but the manga is not that long.
So I'm just talking out the anime fucking opinion is, yeah, I felt like it was slow, which is why I didn't like, you know, I did like the things that were happening in Skypiea, but as a whole, I don't remember having that much of a, like, amazing time until we get like the final bits.
For me, honestly, it's more like when I maybe you should just read the manga version of it though. I feel like you would like it more than.
Oh yeah, and it's like, but after that, it's like all the fucking things you find out, but like that with Skypiea, it's still great.
Skypiea also has a lot of foreshadowing, like because the Pirate King has also reached Skypiea and actually wrote something in the same language as the Poneglyph on the bell.
Yeah. Making, of course, and of course Robin could read it, so this is, wait a second, how the fuck did he do it?
So Robin figured out that the Rio Poneglyph must be on Raftel. which gave her a new goal to strive for in life. So she actually has a reason to live again. So she, and of course, over time she became more friends with like the stories. Like my favorite part is that she talked to the Skypians. They were like, okay, we're gonna, as a reward, we're gonna give them this giant golden pillar from the bell. And they came in, and meanwhile the stories were like, okay, we're gonna finally do our first piracy thing. We're gonna steal some gold. Oh yeah! And they thought the fucking Skypians came around with the fucking giant cannon because the giant golden pillar was cloaked in this cloth. So they were like, oh no, they're coming with a giant cannon. And they went away. It's like, Robin, we need to run now. And Robin was kind of laughing. He's like, I guess they don't want it more.
Well, you know what? Maybe it was for the better. Who knows how much weight the fucking Mary could actually carry at this point.
It won't be too much. But, man, that was such a genius moment. I loved it so much. Then we finally Then they finally get dropped down into the sky. Dropped down the sky. That's like giant octopus. Like, what was it? A squid or an octopus? This octopus balloon to kind of carry them back home. Only it wasn't enough air, so they eventually kind of shot down towards the sea anyway. And then we get to a filler arc in G8.
And it's like somehow this one filler arc was so fucking good that I thought was like, no, this one is canon.
Yeah, I thought this was canon too. Like, everyone loves this arc. Like, when someone is new to One Piece, everyone always tells them, watch that arc. It's a good arc.
It's not. It might look like filler, and it is. You might look at the filler list and think, yeah, this is filler, but no, it's good. It's good shit. It's good stuff.
It's some good shit. It has the best character, Con Di Oriano.
Obviously, the best the best straw hat out of all of them.
Right.
But, it also explains, for example, like the fucking damage that happens underneath the fucking Mary as well. But
and also there's a likable villain who's not an asshole. He's just like a smart guy who's playing chess. He's playing 4D chess, and it's...
the guy, the fucking Marine boss, yes. And he's doing his job, and he's doing a damn good job of it as well, as a likable person. Unlike Con Di Oriano.
Con Di Oriano, yeah.
Who is also an amazing fucking straw hat as well, so...
Obviously, he's like a legend, man. If we were to actually join, we would find the One Piece in like 5 episodes.
You see, Con Di Oriano stayed at that island to buy us some time. That's what happened.
Exactly.
To make sure that we could escape the island.
He sacrificed himself for our sins.
He joined for that one episode, and he died with our hearts. Or got captured with our hearts.
So anyway, we went over to the Foxy. Then we get to the next arc, which is the Long Island arc, and then you have the Foxy Pirates. I kind of don't really like this arc too much, because it's funny, but it also has nothing to do with anything. At least in the manga, it's ending as Aokiji in it, but in the anime, not even Aokiji is in that arc, so... That arc is it feels more like a Drito arc, which I guess makes sense, but I don't really, nah.
Yeah, it's a fun hijinks thing. If you enjoy it, just keep watching it.
Foxy's also one of the less interesting villains. He really also is kind of a joke villain too.
Yeah.
It has its good bits as well, which just,
like the afro.
The afro, best part. Afro is the best part.
It's like, it doesn't do anything for the story, right? Like the whole Foxy arc.
Not really. Yeah, maybe some character development here and there, but not really too big of a deal. You can skip this arc and not much.
So I guess we can just skip this arc, right? Or do we keep going?
Yeah, I mean, we already gave our opinions on it, so...
Yeah, it's fun. Hijinks. Keep watching it if you're interested in all the season.
Well, let's skip to Aokiji.
Yes, let's go to Aokiji now. It's like the guy who...
This guy, he fucking bicycles over the sea. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He does whatever he wants. He's an admiral. He's of the highest rank in the Marine Army.
And he's a real Dutchman.
And you know what? He has a certain type of justice. He has the lazy justice. So honestly, I'm on break. Leave me alone. I'm sleeping.
He is a real Dutchman right there.
The only thing he needs now is to eat cheese and smoke weed. Actually, he probably already smokes weed.
Yeah. We just never seen him eat.
He's tall as fuck too.
Yes. Then again, everybody in One Piece is, if you think about it.
So, Robin is fucking quaking and like fucking just shaking in fear.
Because she realizes who we're up against. It's not just anybody.
What?
It's Admiral.
It's more like she knows him too. That's the interesting part.
Yeah.
And in the manga, he basically was the guy that like saves the old man that was on Long Land Island, who kind of missed his like traveling like friends and family. So he uses like this ice power because he ate the ice fruit and he is an ice human. He used Ice Age to like create this bridge to like his family and friends, right? In the anime, you know, you just have a bunch of people that were like, we were stuck on this island for like weeks, and Luffy's like, don't trust this guy, guys, he's a marine. What's wrong with that? Alright, normally we are the villains and they are the good guys.
It's a one moment where Luffy realizes, wait a second, I'm a pirate.
And that's one moment where I realized that, you know, in the One Piece universe, most of the marines we've come across are like the villains, and like we have the main characters who are pirates that are the good guys.
It's funny too. It's like because not too long ago we just faced Kundi Ariano,
Yeah, exactly.
who died for our sins.
Now, they are the only good marine to have ever lived.
Yes.
He was the hero we needed, but not the one we deserved.
Yes.
Also, why is Bon Clay in this game? I don't want to like insult Bon Clay, because Bon Clay is a great character, but why is he in this game?
But yeah, it's like, so we end up having like a little chat with fucking Aokuji and everything, right? After we fix the problem with these people.
Mm-hmm.
And then we end up like having a. Why did we actually end up fighting him? It's probably because Robin just panicked, right?
It was okay. So it was kind of like this. You know, he uses Ice Age, which like basically is like, hey, you can get over to the island in like a day or so. Like this giant fucking ice attack, man. That was already impressive enough. Now and like Aokiji, you know, isn't really the wisest man with his words. He kind of thought about, and you know, he told us that we scared, like the story scared the crap out of him. Because we kind of just, the story just kind of did whatever the fuck they wanted. And he's like, should I kill you now? And that's when Robin panicked. And like, used her attack to like, attack Aokiji. Then that's when the fight started, which, Aokiji might have just said, okay, you know what, never mind. If they said like, don't worry, we're not gonna do anything weird. That, you know, there was no time to talk. Robin panicked.
Yeah.
And Aokiji was also talking about how Robin was gonna be like a liability to the stars, how she's gonna betray him because she betrayed every single organization she has joined so far, and how Robin carries the darkness they could never overcome and shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm. So you could basically say,
yeah.
Keep talking. Yeah, keep talking.
So Robin got like encased in ice after like Aokiji gave her a hug.
Give me a hug.
Zoro and Sanji fought him, but of course he's Logia, so they couldn't really do anything against him. But it was more of a distraction to like get the others out. Like the other characters like took Robin to the ship and were trying to thaw her out with water, and like Luffy wanted Zoro and Sanji to leave. Luffy attacked like Aokiji one against one. Aokiji froze him over, but kind of figured, you know, now I think about it, if I go after your friends now after this one-on-one fight, I'd be the bad guy, wouldn't I? You kind of tricked me there, didn't you, Strawhead? You know, Aokiji at least has some honor. You know, he's not an asshole for Marine.
It's like Luffy knew his character in like 1 fucking second of fighting.
Right?
Impressive.
So
he leaves them behind, leaves Luffy frozen over, and then and goes.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, different plans anyway. So the Robin gets towed in water. This is the first time Chopper had to cure someone of being frozen, so he kind of panicked too. But man, I love also the emotion given from the start when like just panicking over all of this freezing shit.
You know, it's funny because he lived in an ice island, like a snow place, for a long time, and it's the first time he has to deal with somebody who's frozen.
I mean, you know, when everyone knows about the snow and like is careful and like, you know, dresses themselves warm and shit, I guess you don't really deal with that too often.
Yeah, they really. But
like in Robin's case, it wasn't just simple frostbite, just it's completely an ice statue.
Fucking absolute zero, man. Crazy.
It is crazy.
At least it's a statue and not an ice glass.
Finally, we reached like Water 7 and shit. Which, Aokiji noted that they were actually getting close to the headquarters of the Marines.
Oh boy.
Water 7... man, I love Water 7 as well. Holy shit. Like,
Yeah,
the place itself too. Like, it's basically just a water city. It's like Venice, was it?
Yes.
I just again and again, I love the world building of One Piece, just the culture, the things they use to like get around to this place. It always feels like the One Piece world is alive and shit, and every place is a new place we get to go to. But you know, we need the gold. We need the gold. We need to like convert the gold into money, because there's another reason why we went to Water 7 besides just the log post. And that's the fact that we need to fix the Mary, because the Mary was basically our home. But you know, all we can do is patchwork. We can't really fix the ship, you know.
Was it also like mid travels to like Water 7? They ended up having the mare just split in half, just out of nowhere.
No, that's like after Annie's lobby ends.
So after any lobbies.
Yeah.
Well, that happened twice. But yeah, that Mary is pretty fucking in bad shape.
Mary was in a bad shape, so they wanted to use the gold to fix her up. They got a good 300 million berries, which is 3 times the bounty Luffy has on his head.
Yeah. So now, so they hoped to have enough money, and they actually did.
They did. So they went over to like the shipwrights, because that's what the other 7 was famous for, was the shipwrights,
It's a ship haven. It's like literally ships can travel there all over the fucking damn place. They have a lot of mini boats as well. And it's like there's even water elevators and everything going on.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. So Luffy kind of meets the president of this place, Mr. Iceberg. And you know, he's the guy that's pretty fucking chill, and he also kind of goes like, "Oh, I need to have an appointment. Fuck that, cancel it. I don't feel like it. It's a pain in the ass." He also really doesn't respect the government that much. Like, I fuck the government. I do what I want.
Oh, he's my type of person. It's true and blue capitalist.
He's a cool person. But this guy... so basically, they ask one of his shipwrights, who are apparently really fucking strong too. When pirates show up, they beat the pirates up. They're just really fucking strong as well. You have this one guy called Kaku, who just like jumps from building to, like, from rooftop to rooftop. Not giving a fuck. Like, it was such a cool scene when he just jumps off and you see this giant fucking, like, drop down below him. It's really cool.
Yeah. And
now, he goes on to the ship where Zoro is on. Zoro kind of was sleeping and kind of was half awake. He saw his nose, was like, it's just a sub. It's like, no, wait a minute, it's not a sub, it's Kaku. It's this Venom guy. Where are you? I'm the shipwright, I'm just checking the ship. Unfortunately, then we get the bad news. The ship cannot be fixed. The main part of the ship, the hull, I think. What was it called? It's kind of like this spine-like structure in the ship that basically makes up the main part of the ship. That was broken, and with that being broken, they couldn't possibly fix the ship.
It's basically a human spine, but then for ship.
Luffy had a hard time accepting this. He was like, no, like, Mary's one of our friends. We can't just abandon it. I don't believe you. We're just gonna fix the ship ourselves, and we're just gonna keep sailing. And then Iceberg came and this guy like, listen, I'm not here to tell you what you can and cannot do. But if you sail your ship, and it breaks down, and you and your entire crew die because of it, then you're a failure as a captain, aren't you? Ooh. This made Luffy kind of realize, he's probably right.
It's time to give up on it.
Yeah. In the meantime, you know, Usopp got kidnapped and his money got stolen by the Frankie family, which apparently are a bunch of fucking thugs in the Water 7 area. Apparently because they were pirates, they didn't really give a flying fuck about their money being stolen. There's a good 200 million that got stolen from Usopp. Like, we found Usopp, like, beaten on the fucking streets, crying and saying, sorry, I couldn't protect the money. And at some point, while they were looking for Frankie's place, you know, Usopp actually, like, went to challenge the Frankie family on his own to try to get Frankie himself to get the money back, but man, he got beaten up and humiliated. And outside of the Frankie house, he sat there. But the other store with, like, you know, Sanji, Zoro, Luffy, and Chopper just, like, going to the walk to, like, the Frankie house, going to get a revenge for Usopp. And man, they were fucking beating the Frankie family up. No, wait, trust me, I don't know, we'll try to give you the money back. It's like, it's not, you idiots, it's not about the fucking money. They didn't realize that these pirates weren't about the money. These pirates were about the friendship. That's where they fucked up. It was such a badass moment when the funky house was broken down and you see the 4 characters going, so, what shall we do?
I'll get the money back somehow. So,
but this also leads to the sad events when we got back to the Mary. Not only that, but there was also another problem: is that Robin kind of vanished because Chopper was with Chopper and Sanji were with Robin, and while they were with Robin just like walked across this one guy with a mask who kind of whispered something in her ears. And since then, Robin just disappeared. On the ship, we have another problem: is that Usopp doesn't know yet. So we had to so when Usopp was kind of like healed again, was kind of like woke up and he kind of felt better. We kind of told him that we couldn't fix the ship, and Usopp thought it was about the money. And it's like, it's not about the money. Why are we abandoning fucking the Mary? Why? He's our friend. And it's like, listen, the shipwrights couldn't fix it, and Usopp legitimately was basically desperate. He was in denial. He was basically going like, you listened to some fucking shipwrights and got tricked by them, didn't you, Luffy? You fucking idiot. And Luffy basically, and he says it's so easy to throw a friend away because he's weak, huh? It's like, listen, motherfucker, it's not a fucking easy decision. It's hard for us too. And I got into this big argument where Luffy was almost saying, if you don't like it, I'm the captain. If you don't like it, then fucking leave. And Sanji kicked Luffy, going you're going too far. But Usopp was in agreement with Luffy. He's like, yeah, I get it, right, Luffy? When a crew member is too weak, you just leave them behind, huh? Because Usopp was just upset about that. But there's another reason why Usopp was upset. You noticed that Usopp really felt like he was just a bother to the rest of the crew. Like he was just kind of there. Everyone is just powerful monster and knows some good techniques, and then you have Usopp just. Yeah. He felt useless.
Even though he's
and this beatdown from the Funky family didn't make it any better. He felt like it was just a nuisance in the crew. It was just kind of there.
It really does suck, because then you look at all of his contributions. Sure, he didn't do any combating, but he was the one who always tried to fix the Mary. He was the one who came with some of the useful tools for Nami. And it's sad for him to see himself as a weaker person, or as a useless person.
I guess it also does help that just the further they go, the stronger the enemies are, and at some point, you just can't do anything.
Yeah.
So he decided to leave the crew and decided to challenge Luffy to a fight over the Mary.
And it's he done some good. He done good. Prepared.
Unlike all the other characters, he knows how Luffy fights, so he uses that to his advantage, and he definitely does do quite some damage to Luffy. But at the end of the day, he can't win. Luffy knocks him out with the bullet attack. And man, I actually kind of love the line of you idiot. You know you can't defeat me. Because it's not like a villain going, you know you can't defeat me. It's more like Luffy going, you basically let yourself get hurt so much by me for no reason.
Basically. And so Luffy gave Usopp the Mary, and they moved on.
Because, he's not gonna keep it anyway, but man, that ending to where Luffy, tells all of that, but at the end it's almost wavered, because it was just such a sad moment, All the characters were crying, they weren't allowed to help, because, obviously, Usopp made this decision himself. The only thing Chopper did was, leave medicine and shit behind, and then, because, he wasn't allowed to, help Usopp at all, because it would wound his pride and shit.
Yeah.
Sanji fucking punched Chopper. He's the guy that says he will never punch someone because his hands are for cooking. He punched Chopper.
Probably showing how serious the situation is.
Yeah. So Solo also said, don't waver. If you show
weakness.
If you show hesitation as the captain, what will happen to us as the crew, Yeah. But unfortunately, that's not where it ends. Then we have the next news. Iceberg got fucking almost assassinated. Now, Luffy and Nami are trying to figure out what happened, basically. Only to come across Franky, who was kind of pissed that we destroyed his house. Apparently, Franky could not only shoot fire, but also do other crazy shit. He was a cyborg, can you believe it? Man, remember when we hated Frankie because Frankie was a dick?
I know, right? But he had this
Man.
amazing team and this amazing design, and he had the Gomu no bullet, but without the rubber part.
Or like the pistol, whatever. Then he was... Luffy and him were fighting, scrapping and shit, and then he got the ship fights to attack Luffy and shit. But apparently, it was Robin who Robin with another masked guy who tried to assassinate Iceberg. Now, of course, Luffy and Nami couldn't fucking believe it and wanted to try to talk it out, but they thought the whole Straw Hats were complicit in this assassination, so everyone was against the Straw Hats as well.
Lovely. And so, it's like the shipwright started attacking Straw Hats too, I think.
Yeah, everyone was chasing the Straw Hats, even the normal people were doing it. So, the Straw Hats wanted to figure out what the fuck was going on. Sanji and Chopper did find Robin. And Robin basically said she wanted nothing to do with us and nothing to do with the Straw Hats and kind of left.
Basically, making it even more grim for them. It's like, Robin did this on her own accord, but we can't prove that shit, so that's lovely.
Right? But we didn't, no one really believed her because it just didn't feel right, And so sudden everything too.
So what happened afterwards? Because I'm trying to remember. It's like I know Luffy went after like Iceberg.
Yeah, right? Luffy went after Iceberg. He crashed into the building and tried to talk to him. The talking kind of leads to nowhere. We also noticed that Iceberg has the wanted poster of Robin just hanging in his room. He was always wary of Robin to begin with.
Huh.
We don't really know why. It's just that's what we know. Then the night came around. It was the night where the second assassination attempt was going to take place. The first one was clearly meant to fail to frame the Straw Hats, obviously.
Right.
Now this is also when we wanted to intervene with this shit, but Luffy was kind of an idiot and just got stuck between buildings. Everyone else thought he just went ahead, but then they just kind of came into the plaza and it's oh, he isn't here. Oops. Sanji, in the meantime, did his own investigation elsewhere.
And just basically started somehow tailing Robin and all that.
Not yet. Robin was still in the building, of course.
Right.
And then there were these masked people with this weird powers. They could jump in the air, do this air cut attack with their legs. They can do all the weird, crazy shit. And eventually, the shipwrights were guarding the door, some of them left to fight them, and then Kaku and Lucci, Lucci was a guy with a pigeon that had to talk for him. Those two got knocked out as well. Can't believe it.
Right.
In the meantime, Paulie, he was a guy who uses basically a master of tying knots and shit, uses his ropes to fight. He had to look for these blueprints and shit, which are probably what the masked people were looking for. Yeah. Also, if you are wondering where Frankie is at, he uses cola as a power engine, so he was out of power and needed to drink some cola at the bar. Then he met this old lady who was basically an acquaintance of him. I forgot to mention that before we went to the Spot 7, we learned of this sea train, which is what the place is famous for. Is the Puffing Tom, the sea train that travels through the sea. Shit, it's pretty cool.
It's another one of those things where it's Water 7 has so many cool things. A fucking sea train of all things. And if you watch it fucking as well, it's the fucking rails aren't even stable on the water, but yet the trains are stable on the fucking rails.
Right.
Fucking crazy.
It produces an annoying sound to keep Sea Kings out as well, which is very interesting.
Very nice, really. Because we know what Sea Kings do. So, what else do we hear about?
Yeah, she was the conductor. She was basically the conductor, or at least the one that one of the conductors and shit. She was now on the island and shit. She was talking to Funky about a conspiracy theory, and of course, conspiracy theories can never be true, Ennis. About this supposed secret organization CP9. That's an assassin organization. Funky's that's just a load of bullshit. I mean, that's a conspiracy theory. And she's the fact that everyone thinks it's a conspiracy theory is what makes it scary. It's one of them real, but no one believes it. Anyway, you have like 2 of the masked guys that were fighting Paulie, and like Luffy showed up too, and both him and Luffy were kind of trapped, got kind of stuck. And Paulie kind of realized that Luffy wasn't like Luffy is not the guy that's behind the assassination, so the two like
Team up.
basically agreed to like work together to continue fighting. In the meantime, Iceberg got like is like held at gunpoint by Robin, and while the other masked guy kind of left to like attend to some business, Robin and him like kind of talked to one another. Iceberg knew about her being able to read the poneglyph and being able to revive the weapons, which is why the masked people were probably here. That's why he also was so worried about Robin, because he knew Robin had the knowledge. He was able to get the knowledge to destroy the world. And it's not so much that he believes that it's what Robin is interested in. It's just that the end result is that human nature, people are going to revive the weapons at some point, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's more, they talked a lot more, but that's more something we know of later.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Sanji, fuck you. By the way, Sanji cannot hurt us.
No, he doesn't do any damage.
No.
This gimmick never fucking dies. It's good too.
It's one thing I do like about One Piece games, that I often do like have these like
Important details left in that.
authenticity. So anyway, the masked guys show up and shit like that. The blueprints that Paulie was going to get were fake, so they have no idea where the blueprints are. These are the blueprints to Pluton, the ancient weapon. So yeah.
I need to give somebody some water real quick.
Alright, then I'm just gonna have to wait here. I can't escape this hell, no matter how many times I've tried. Of all the pain inside, so come and help me see the dark inside of blood.
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay. So, anyway,
Fake blueprints.
Fake blueprints. So the blueprints are fake. We don't know where it is. So, yeah, that was when they revealed who they were, the masked people. They were the fucking people working on the iceberg. The secretary, 2 of the shipwrights, Kaku and Lucci. They were CP9 all along. And then there was Bruno of the bar, the bartender, the bar guy. Yeah, Bruno. He was also a villain. Who would have thought?
That Bruno is probably like the most random ass person out of all of them. It's like you never fucking notice it. Wait a second, this
You
guy.
would have never guessed, right? But
it's like he's so random.
I did not expect this plot twist at all.
Yeah, but the other ones too. It's like, man, they really did their best to try and get on the fucking what's it called, Iceberg's fucking trust. But
they spent 5 years working under him, pretending to be, some, normal people.
Some talented shipwrights, and
when instead they were They were part of a secret government assassination organization. Now, like I said, Iceberg always said fuck the government, and the government always wanted to have those blueprints, but like Iceberg was like, nah, fuck you. So at some point, the government got convinced by the CP9 leader, Spandam, to get the super weapon to end the pirate age, right? The ancient weapon. And Iceberg didn't want to give it to them, so they decided, you know what, assassination organization it is.
Assassination organization and an attempt of stealing those damn blueprints.
So they decided, here by the way, you get shot by my fucking cannonball. Thanks, Sengoku, idiot.
Lovely. And so
anyway, they used a pulse from Iceberg to kind of, because Lucci had a theory of where the blueprints could be, and he used the pulse as a line detector, you know? So he basically came with the theory that Cotty Flam was this other ship, right, that was supposed to be dead. He probably has the blueprints, because, you know, at some point, 5 years ago, I think, was 4 years ago, I don't remember. Someone called Cotty Flam kind of came to see Iceberg, and Iceberg was fucking surprised, because he thought, well, he's fucking dead, right?
Yeah.
So he basically says, like, I don't know who that is, turn him away, right? He kind of talked to him out in person, and said, like, you know, you need to get the blueprints, because you know, they're in danger with me. I think they want to steal it from me and shit, you know? No one knows you're alive and shit, and no one can know that you have anything to do with me, so you have to change your name to Frankie. That was also one twist. It's like, oh, Jesus, I didn't know. Would you ever guessed Frankie was basically like the adopted brother of Iceberg?
Alright. Well, actually, weren't both adopted children?
Oh yeah, both were adopted, but that's why I say adopted brother, you know?
Yes.
Still correct. They were tasked to, like, the blueprints were passed down from generation to generation, and they were the next people to, actually from apprentice to apprentice, basically, you know?
Right.
So that's why, you know, they have the blueprints. But yeah, now that they know that Frankie has the blueprints, the problems arise. At least Luffy and the others kind of came into the room and finally saw them, who they are, CP9. And also learned that they can't, like, they were a bit confused because Robin was there too, right? They were not really in fighting mode just yet. So they kind of got taken aback by the techniques they used, because the CP9 used these, the new powers, the 6 powers, which are basically like when you go beyond the limits of humans, you know, you learn to, like, iron your body to, well, iron. You can, like, go at super speed using Soru. You can basically walk on air using moon jump, was it? Geppo?
I actually don't know the names. But yeah, they learned some neat techniques by going beyond.
And they had Kami-E, which basically turns their bodies to paper to dodge every single attack. And Rankyokyu, which is also known as Tempest Kick. Yeah, they have to do like an air slash with their feet, where they kick the air so hard, it basically just makes an air slash. Not only that, but Lucci also shows that he has a Devilfoot ability. He ate Neko no Mi Modo Leopard.
So yeah, he went beyond human and then started making deal with the devil to become even further inhuman.
He like impaled Luffy and threw him into the fucking, like, between buildings. He was stuck there again. Zoro was also fucking shot out of the fucking building. The building was set on fire. Robin left, saying she will never see them again.
And wasn't fucking Zoro also stuck in the building?
He was stuck in a chimney.
They both got stuck. Poor Seps.
It looked like it was the worst of the situation. Like, everything burnt down. Who knows who would survive? The Soldiers finally got Iceberg out. And everyone's kind of like, well, they kind of saved him, but they're also kind of... And then Iceberg's like, leave them alone. Because Iceberg now understood what was happening. He told Nami what he was talking about with Robin. Robin's actual goal was never to, like, betray the Straw Hats. She actually intended to sacrifice herself for them. The CP9 came up to her and basically said, we have the Buster Call, which, you know, is enough of a thing to, like, scare Robin into, like, basically accepting the deal of, I will work with you today, and I will let you guys execute me, and in exchange, the Straw Hats must be able to leave the island safely.
And so Nami hearing this news, she just starts looking for
wake up, Chopper! I don't care if you're fucking burnt, we're gonna have to save Robin!
And then start looking for Luffy because he needs to know this. He needs
Zoro,
to get out.
Of course, we need to find Sanji as well, but Sanji apparently entered the sea train that Robin was going to be on with the rest of the government.
And went and looked for some guy to leave a message to tell them to find this message or something.
But before they were onto that sea train, though, of course CP9 also came to Funky's house, which had actually Usopp was in there as well, because they wanted to gang up on Usopp as well, but then Usopp told them that he left and shit and told them about the story. But Funky, of course, is also a shipwright, technically. Mm-hmm. Yeah, was also a shipwright all along. So he can also tell, like, hey, listen, your ship is breaking. It's better if you scrap it. No, this is my ship. And then Usopp, he just threw Usopp down the water to, like, see him, so that he sees for himself that it's broken. And Usopp comes up and just fucking tries to fix the ship anyway. And it's like, why are you so determined to fix the ship? It's broken. And then Usopp tells about the time he saw the ghost of, like, the Mary and shit. And that was when Funky told him about the Klabauterman.
About exactly what he saw.
A legend that sailors tell, where if the ship is, like, treated well enough, that its soul will kind of just appear.
Help them with the travels by, for example, repairing the ship as well.
That's when CP9 shows up and they, capture Funky. We also get Funky's backstory. He worked on this legendary fishman who made, like, the he made, like, the ship of the Pirate King. So, while he was working on the sea train, eventually the government came in and it's like, yeah, we're gonna arrest, yeah, we're going to, like, sentence you. But he's like, no, listen, can you, like, delay my sentence? Because I need to make this ship, this, like sea train. And when the government asked if it could be linked to Andy's lobbies, he said yes. So they agreed to letting him make this ship. In the meantime, Iceberg was, like, complaining at Funky that was making a bunch of battleships, because, sometimes they will be used for bad
things, like murder and all that nonsense.
Now, while this was going on, the sea train was finally going to be finished, and Tom was actually going to be free from the sentence.
Exonerated, I think is the word.
No,
maybe something else. But yes, he was, like you said, sentence free.
That was but then you have, like, the biggest dickhead in all of One Piece, Spandam. He was part of CP5, I believe, at the time.
And the Japanese project also voices Sylvando from Dragon Quest.
That's cursed.
Just felt to, like, point that out. Anyway.
It's pretty cursed, my dude. So... he will, of course, will also after the blueprints, but Tom was like, nah, fuck you, lol. So, of course, because Spandam is a little bitch, he decided, I'm gonna use the battleships that Frankie made, and I'm gonna, like, make it seem like the Tom's workers just blew up the court and shit, right?
Basically, frame it on Tom.
Yeah, and Tom and Frankie and I think Iceberg tried to stop this onslaught, but then got hit there, and because they got found out there, that that really made everyone believe they were the ones behind the attack. So and Frankie kind of starts to wishing that he never made those ships, which Tom got out of his chains and fucking punched Frankie in the face. And let's be honest here, if Tom actually wanted to escape, he would have been able to do that easily.
Yeah.
He punched Frankie in the face. It's like, listen, a ship is not bad by itself. Right? Whatever the intent is, doesn't matter. A ship is just a ship. It's not wrong or right to make a type of ship. Whatever ship you make, may it be a battleship or just a normal sailing ship, you need to make it with a fucking dawn and be proud of it.
Well, which is a great thing to say.
What he basically also said is that existing itself is not a crime. It's what you do with it that's important. However, the ship is used by someone else. That's not all onto you, right? Like you just make the ship. The ship itself is never evil. If you think about it, so that basically just Oda saying I'm pro-gun.
Yes, I am pro-good.
Lol. But that's funny. Okay.
But I think he got executed too, right? It's like at that point, and then they took his body.
Tom didn't get executed there. He just kind of got knocked out, and then it was sent to Andy's lobbies.
Right.
Funky Funky couldn't accept this. He like fucking spawned him in the face and scarred him forever. And he tried to stop the C-Train by himself, but of course it's a fucking train, so he kind of got knocked over.
But he's such a badass. He just jumps onto the fucking rails and tries to stop him with his bare fucking hands on the rails. A train that's moving, a moving train.
It was
and
badass,
so,
but
and so everybody knows that he's dead, or thought that he was dead.
Everyone thought that he was dead there. So yeah, they took Funky and Robin and Usopp on the C-Train. Sanji was there, beats a bunch of fucking people up. I really like the C-Train event as well, it's really cool. And it's meeting up with Funky and Usopp, you know. He really kicks Funky upon knowing who he is as well. So you're Funky! You fucking ass, because of you fucking Usopp left the crew! But Usopp was still there, it's like, the guy, it's okay now, we're friends now, don't worry. I love that shit. Funky, Sanji was also like on the snail, talking to Nami about the situation and shit as well. It was also later after that like Nami saw like Luffy and Zoro, and Chopper went after Zoro and Nami like talked to Luffy. It's like, Luffy, what are you doing, you fucking idiot? There's no time to joke around. Robin is trying to sacrifice himself for us. And then Luffy heard it, he was like, I'm so glad. That means we can just save her, just fine. So he fucking breaks out of the fucking buildings, and Zoro got his sword from like Usopp and got down the chimney, and that's when they escaped. Also, it was about this point where Chopper's voice actress became sick, so they changed the voice actors, and it was horrible. It was a horror.
I don't remember. I guess I'll look that horror up later, but
it just didn't feel right at all. But yeah, that was the case.
Yeah, it's like I remember Usopp being also on the fucking train. Was he like taken along with Frankie?
Yeah, I was taken along with Frankie. And well, Dawn is prepared to use a prototype like a C-Train that like is way faster but kind of uncontrollable. Sanji and Funky and Usopp went onto the rooftops of the rooftops
on the first C-Train.
Yeah, on the C-Train. And Usopp was like, I can't help you. I left the crew. It's not my concern. Of course, he's just lying because he just put on a mask and those guys like, I'm Sogeking! And then that's his intro song and everything. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He even has his own song. It's fucking great. I love it.
I love Oda. I think he wrote it himself, didn't he? Did you see the song in the manga?
Not in a... I don't know if it was in... I think he probably sang something in the manga, but... The anime, of course, has like could make as the intro and everything. It could make it all happen.
They just made a perfect fucking scene.
Right.
So we can go to that there now. Alright, I'm not gonna sing this.
Okay, so what for demon have you summoned, and why do you want to fuck my mom?
But yeah, no, I summoned Sogeking. You see.
No, it's like Sogeking's fucking zombie dead body. What the fuck? Of course, everyone besides Luffy and Chopper knew who Sogeking was.
It's like they fucking everybody's seen it in the first second, but Usopp wanted to be like, yeah, I'm somebody else now. I guess he just wanted to not hurt his pride anymore, so he did this somewhat. Must be.
Yep.
But yeah, they had a nice little fight in the fucking C-Train, and I think Sanji and Usopp got like a nice story about like what's it called some amount of what Robin fears. I think is the better way to put it.
Right.
They got a story about what Robin fears.
Robin fears commitment. I'm joking. Yeah. Basically, yeah, they tried to save Robin. They have done many things. Fought like a new recruit for CP9, which Lucci wasn't very fond of, so Lucci kind of killed him because he was an idiot. Sanji fought like some other cook who was also an idiot. He also like used plastic surgery with his feet to like give him a pretty face.
Man, Sanji is has such a wonderful feet. Anyway.
Anyway.
We found out that the buffalo guy also has the door fruit.
The cow dude, yeah, the door fruit. He's a door human. He can make doors wherever the fuck he wants. So whatever strategy they had, it's kind of fucked.
can move through dimensions. Fucking crazy.
Yep. And basically Robin also even like cracked like Usopp for a bit, because she really didn't want, like, she really was intent on sacrificing herself. Like, she is stubborn as fuck. And basically the boss, like, no one they don't know what the Buster Call is, but like, Blue Note tells them that the Buster Call is basically an attack of 10 warships with 5 vice admirals on it, and it's intends to blow up an entire island with it's constantly attacking on it indiscriminately.
Constant cannon fire, and if there are certain vice admirals in there, that could be complete dickheads and even destroy the evacuation ships.
Well, Robin's whole home island got basically destroyed by it, which is obviously why she's so scared of it.
And not only the whole home island, also because there was a certain individual in there.
No, listen. We get to that.
Backstory later?
We get to that. Backstory
right.
is at the flag,
Right. Continue with the story.
So, yeah, we do notice that Sanji's kick could almost broke through Blue Nose's iron body, meaning that if we have the right intent to fight, we can break through the body. We are strong. The Stars are strong enough to fight them. The hint for later.
Yes.
But they couldn't really get to Robin. They kind of escaped with the last bit of the train, because they kept detaching the other fucking train part of the train as well.
Right.
Of course, Luffy and Zoro went ahead, and Nabi and the others went ahead with the Rocket Men. Basically, some of the shipwrights joined along, and in the train, they have the Funky family were also back to join them. They apologized for what they have done, and they wanted to really help them to get Funky back as well. And Luffy accepted them as well. So they used their boat and two giant those sea creatures that they use to travel on the waters. These are the giant bull ones.
Right.
And they went along with the sea train basically. But of course, there's another natural disaster that happens every year. It's the Aqua Lugana. This one was especially really big. This was the biggest one of them all.
A ginormous sea wave.
Yeah, basically. It's basically a tsunami. And Zoro and Luffy basically just fucking created a giant hole through that tsunami to get through it, Surprising everyone. At that point, I think all the characters were like, yeah, these guys are fucking monsterly strong. I'm pretty sure we'll be just fine. It's very going after... Yeah.
Was there something else what happened to later with with Sanji and Usopp being still on that one part of the train?
They're just stuck on that train, so they eventually just meet up with the rest.
But did they also cut the fucking cabin in half, or did the train just cut it off?
Zoro cut the first 2 cabins in half, and then beat the fucking marine captain that was on it and was just walking around to look for help.
Poor Sap. The poor Marines just chilling, going to their fucking posts, and then just getting cut in half by Zoro. Stranded on the sea.
At least the Marines themselves didn't get cut in half.
Yeah, just stranded on the sea.
Yeah. And that was awesome.
Yeah, that was.
Then, of course, Luffy and Chopper were super excited to see Soga King. With parts just like Chopper was like, hey, so where's Sky Island? So where is Sniper Island? And Soga King's like, Sniper Island is in your heart. They have them now me asking where that is. And the favorite part, right, is that Usopp had this question in his mind from the beginning, when he asked Funky and Sanji, do you want to know where Sniper Island is? And well, they ignored him. Was like, it's in your heart,
He thought really quickly on the spot. Well, fitting for a liar, for a known liar, thinking these stuff on the spot.
So it's time, and in the meantime, of course, Robin and Frankie arrived at Annie's lobby with CP9 holding them. Funky before also told Robin that existing is not a crime. You shouldn't blame yourself for existing. Existing is not a sin. And the two kind of arrived on Annie's lobbies. This is a nightless island where the sun always shines. It was on top of a fucking this giant hole with waterfalls everywhere,
Where
It
where the sun always shines. That's fucking crazy.
it's really cool though.
Does that mean that the sun rotates around the fucking world in One Piece? No, that's not important. Let's continue.
Good question. I'm actually thinking about it now. How the fuck is that possible? So, yeah. And these lobbies, there are 10,000 soldiers all in the place. No one has ever, like, broken into it. Because why the fuck with you?
Exactly.
It basically has this, like, giant door. And when I say giant door, I mean, this door is so fucking big. It basically looks like a fucking mirage from far away. And it's still really fucking huge. Basically, if you go through that door, you either end up in the sea prison Impel Down or the fortress Marineford. If Robin goes through that door, we've lost. That's the losing condition.
Good,
Of course. So they have a plan. Like the Starlights don't have to fight; they just have to like sit back while the others kind of break their way through the main entrance, and the Starlights should be able to fight CP9 at full power. That's the plan. Luffy's like, fuck that, I'm going in. Screw your gay optics, I'm going in.
Well, technically speaking, he did what he wanted to. He's like basically just running ahead while everybody's fighting. And
on his own, he defeated 1,000 Marine soldiers.
Oh, never mind. He did do a lot more.
And my favorite part is that the one person trying to report this to Spandam, but Spandam is an arrogant fuck who's like, ha ha ha, pirates cannot beat us. But he only beat 5 people. Oh man, what a loser. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. And it's...
Sorry.
I guess, basically what also happened is that, the other Strawheads are, of course, broke again as well now. You have those on the sea train that, no, I'm explaining this wrong. So first you have the other guys, the Frankie family and the shipwrights coming in to try to open the gate and everything, so the rest of the Strawheads could go in with the Rocketman, the sea train. Unfortunately, the gate did not get opened anytime soon, and on top of that, there were 2 fucking giants fucking protecting the other gate. Now, they somehow did manage to defeat the 2 giants that were protecting that gate. I'll be back in 15 minutes, so I'm gonna have to wait and do nothing in 15 minutes. Thanks, Ennis. Idiot. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, man. I've got other things to do, I gotta fucking do some groceries still. I don't wanna fucking waste too much time, god damn it. Sucks. So, well, we can talk about One Piece for 15 minutes. Thanks, Ennis. Maybe I should just talk about what I've been doing lately. I've just bought the PC parts for NS, which you will pay me back for at some point. Luckily, in my country, the PC parts drought hasn't happened yet, besides the graphics cards, of course. That's the graphics cards, I was able to buy every other part just fine. Of course, I didn't buy any fans or CPU fan or hard drives because NS already has those, so it should be fine. I use the old computer parts for that. I'm just happy we got a pretty good AMD CPU, because apparently the AMD CPUs also have gone up in price, so it's fucking crazy. But in my country, it's still somewhat fine. The AMD CPUs can still be bought just fine. I bought the Ryzen 7 3700X or something like that. So fine. If only we could buy a better graphics card, but I guess he'll just have to wait for that one. Pretty sure his graphics card will be just fine for now. It's a 1050, I think it's a 1050 Ti, so I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. I said on Saturday those parts should arrive, so I'm pretty sure. I was hoping we could put the CPU together on Tuesday. That would be the easiest day for me personally. Besides that, I just finished playing Crisis 2. Yeah, it only took me it took me less than 10 hours to beat, but honestly it's also because at the final level, the final few levels, I'm like, oh, I can just stealth my way over everywhere and not fight at all. Haha. Makes everything way easier. Because at some point finding those aliens kind of feels tedious. It's like, holy shit, there's so many of them. But it's a fun game actually. I did really enjoy this game. I heard from a lot of people that the series kind of goes downhill with every new game, but I don't know, I actually kind of really liked the second game. Maybe the ending portion of the first game I liked more. And there's some things the first game does better, but I really like the pacing of the second game more. And just some of the things you can do in that game I feel was a bit simpler, basically. You don't need this speed mode or strength mode. You can just kind of add it to doing certain things, That's how I feel about it. I don't really know why a lot of people didn't like the second game, and if it was the story, it's kind of maybe it would seem ridiculous at first, but then now after 2020 and 2021, you kind of go, you know what, the story actually makes sense. What the fuck? Now we just need to. Now the only thing that's missing are the aliens and a guy in a nanosuit to fight for us. Now we could also say we'd need people to shoot the infected to stop the infection, but that's already North Korea, so I guess North Korea. So I guess that's yeah. I think it's fair. Besides that, I've started playing the first Guilty Gear game because I like to begin at the first game when I want to join a game series. And I really suck at those types of fighting games though, where you have to put in a certain command to do special attacks. I cannot do it. I could faster do those combo skills where you just do a certain combo and then a special attack, the first two Dragon Ball Z Budokai games. But just knowing how to use that stupid fucking D-pad motions to do your special attack. No, I don't. I'm too stupid to understand that shit. I mean, it's Dragon Ball Fighters. It's a bit more casual. It's not too difficult to understand. But I guess it's an older game, so we're just gonna. If you want to do this special attack, you have to do this crazy fucking command. Oh, my favorite part when you try to understand how it works. The guide that will tell you just do this. It's I don't even understand what this is. Explain. You're assuming I already know how to play fighting games. I do not. Yeah, it was interesting. Kinda got as far as Justice, fighting against justice, and it's like, yeah, without knowing how to do my ultimate attack, I'm not winning this one at all. So I practiced a bit. Maybe I can do it now, but I don't know, man. That guy's crazy. Has this one attack that just shoots through my guard. Doesn't give a fuck. I'm gonna come back, but people are behind my door being loud. Well, that's great. There's one person watching this and he's gone now. Thanks, Ennis.
All right, let's do a test for a moment. Yeah, I guess you still hear them.
Yep. Yeah, stop telling to be loud elsewhere. Jesus fucking Christ. I know the answer is no, but whatever.
Is it me saying that? Is with them just saying, "Oh, shut the fuck up." Let's
No,
see.
you shut the fuck up.
Seems to be calm. I don't hear anybody. Yeah. All right then.
Sometimes I think you just buy a studio and like I rent a studio and it's
Sounds expensive.
renting a studio costs less than renting a house though.
Probably fucking right with how this fucking economic climate is. Alrighty then. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, I'm sorry that I had to leave, so I'll have to ask, obviously. Because the last thing I heard was about the gates. So, where were you left?
I don't fucking know, that was 50 minutes ago!
Yeah, because you were stuck behind. We were, I heard the part of being stuck behind the gates.
What I will say, we fucking
The-
some giants.
Oh, fucking already giants. To be honest, it's like the in-between part where they like storming to the fucking big building and like, Luffy is actually waiting at the top of the building. So it's like, I don't know, it's like a bit foggy for me.
Honestly, wat deze is where the anime kind of fucked up. the anime actually had like fucking like what 5-minute long recaps.
Oh yes.
Like every episode, like that was a slow. That was where the anime got a little bit slow. I don't know what happened, but they decided now 5-minute recaps every episode. It was, and this was only until like the CP9 battles, right?
Yeah.
Because after that, it was just kind of normal again. It's like Jesus, that will happen.
Just the whole road going there is like a fucking foggy
Yeah.
ass thing.
It's because that's kind of my less favorite part of the arc. Not like, and it's not like it's a negative point to the arc. It's just kind of like, there are more interesting things, like Luffy fighting against Blueno.
Yes.
But I did really like the idea Zoro had to get to like the plaza without like opening gates. It's like, fuck, bend those like fucking like bend like the fencing, and then then they shot like the fucking sea train into the sky, and it's like, don't worry guys, Zoro must have a plan. And then look up to Zoro, and it's like, leave it to luck. To luck! At least luck was on their side.
It's
now we have like an upgraded climate act. Usopp's last work. Anyway, she uses it, like, defeats a bunch of marines with lightning, almost kills herself with it, and then fucking hits the Soaker King going, it's too strong, you idiot! And it was afterwards that, the King Bulls kind of came along so that they could, like, carry the Straw Hats while they moved forward. In the meantime, Luffy was fighting against Blueno.
After beating 1,000 Marines.
Yep.
In zone.
And also, because of a cool fight, like, you can tell that, like, Luffy could have won without doing anything extra. Like, he probably could have just beaten Blueno normally.
But he just wanted to show off his new tricks.
I think it's more so that it would take his full power to do that, and he'd be too tired afterwards.
Yeah.
So, I just love the way this was done too, where Luffy goes, this is no good. If I'm like this, I can't win. I've realized this when fighting Aokiji. If I fight more strong people like him, I will lose all my friends. I'm glad I run into you guys. Now I will never lose my friends again. And Blue is like, just like, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? He's losing his friends because he met us.
No, it was a wake-up call all along. Aokiji was the wake-up call, and these guys are the testing dummies.
Not only that, but Luffy saw how they moved so super fast, kicking the ground 10 times in a single second to like move so fast that it looks like they'll disappear. And then Luffy used Gear Second for the first time. Damn, that was an awesome moment. It was not like Goku going Super Saiyan. It's not like a shonen protagonist screaming loud enough to get a power up. Luffy just calmly goes, yeah, you're fucked. Gear Second.
Well, it's like, it's no screaming part, but it's still a cool scene. It's like the fucking fact that it's like the steam comes out of his body and the whole creativity part of it all.
Cool. It's cool because it isn't like that. It's cool because Luffy calmly just goes, I have learned how to become stronger. And what I like about Gear Second, because a lot of people say like, oh, this is like an ass pull of a power-up, but Luffy did say he wanted to try a new technique on the Sea Train, but besides that, there's also something like, is it really an ass pull of a power-up when it's also just like Luffy using his creativity to use this power? It's not like Luffy randomly gets his power up. Luffy thought of an idea and it works out.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not, in Luffy is it like, for example, Deku, right? It's like, you don't hear him thinking out loudly, he just does it. And he says, yeah, I just want to try this out. It's not like Deku thinks, wait a second, I have legs. I should use them more. Saying that out loud.
I can't believe I have legs.
And it's like, even if you would look at it as an S-pull, it's like still, does it make sense for Luffy though? The fact that he's from rubber and tries to use his body in a way that makes his blood pump faster and everything.
I mean, Luffy always uses new techniques and makes shit up as he goes along.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of having a Devil Fruit is like using its creativity, right?
Yes. It's like, unless you wanted like Luffy to be like that, it's equivalent of Deku. Yeah, let me think. Maybe I could use use my rubber powers to pump my blood faster and all this. Like, no, he's not gonna think that out loud. He's just gonna do it. In any case,
and then that's part of like One Piece not wanting any training arcs, because One Piece does not have training arcs at all.
yeah, no training arcs, just time skips.
Yeah.
So anyway, he went faster.
Mm-hmm. Enox to like fucking like rapes Bruno.
If you guys feel interested, maybe Pornhub didn't take it away. It's like
No.
young boy fucks old man with steaming hot sex.
young boy fucks old men. It's steaming hot sex. Oh no, that's fucking joke. I think it got removed then.
It probably has. Anyway.
Do you want to look that up? No.
No, I don't feel like it's worth looking it up. It's like, it's Pornhub, who cares?
It was a joke. Anyway. Yeah, so I can't really talk too much about the Bruno fight because rape isn't allowed on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Bruno's like, I'm gonna take his like jet bazooka with my strongest metal body. And it almost looked like he took it, and it's like, hey, I took it. And Luffy is like, okay, gear, huh? No, oh no, fuck, not another gear. And then Bruno just played that.
He did the genius move, though. This cat has too many tricks up his sleeve. I'm not ready for this.
That's my headcanon anyway. It's like, oh fuck, not another gear, better do as if I'm dead.
Well, maybe it's more of like he took the hit, but maybe the other sense could be he took the hit and then the shock came later.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
To the brain.
I think it's funnier. It's like, oh, gear turret. Ah, fuck that. I'm out.
Oh man.
And you know, you have like, was it Gomera, like the one of the two King Bulls that like lost or something. So he gave like the stars to the other King Bull, who like, you know, he promised the other King Bull promised him to like get him to the court. So even though he was blind, he just kept going. He kept going. He didn't stop until the end, where you know, we got in front of the courthouse. You know, the stars tried to move up on the top of the building. Usopp was was left behind by accident with the giants. One of the giants was crying and shit. And that was when Usopp heard the story of like how he was part of the crew of the other two giants we had met in Little Green Garden. Little Garden? Little Garden, was it?
Yes, Little Garden.
And Usopp tells him that like they were still, because apparently the Marines lied to the two giants that they were captured and that they would be freed if they like worked for the Marines for 100 years. And then Usopp told him, no, that's a fucking lie, I just met them.
What do you mean just met? Yeah, they were just, you know, fighting endlessly on that damn island, still.
And man, were the two giants pissed at the Marines, they said, fuck you. And they saw Usopp as the hero, so, you know, they sent Usopp flying towards the rooftop of the court.
You know, you could almost think that it's like foreshadowing to like something that happens in Dressrosa.
Well,
it's just bound to happen with Usopp.
So, other characters. So, you know, Robin, Funky like uses his fart power. All right, what happened first is Spondum. Spondum, of course, was also. Damn, I'm getting meetings mixed up. I forgot to talk about the scene where all the CP9 members kind of gathered up, because there were also some CP9 members who were already there in the headquarters.
Yeah.
And one of them already ate another devil food. They ate the wolf food and everything. And they kind of discuss the power levels, because that's why they introduced Doriki. They don't really do anything with it later afterwards, but Lucia is like a power level 4000. Which is insane.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the second highest power level was like, what, 2218 or something?
So yeah, that does sound fucking crazy.
And like the average, like the Marine soldier has like a power level of 10.
Explains how easy they get defeated.
And Spondum has a power level of 8.
I'm honestly not shocked. I'm impressed that he has that much fighting power in him anyway. It's like, I think that's too generous of them, if you think about it.
It's the elephant and it's the elephant sword.
It's the elephant sword. Oh no,
Also, he has to have some high defense stats after getting bullied so often.
Yeah, he's still there, and he's still there after what Robin did to him at the end of this fucking arc.
Yeah, his spine got broken, but that's
now let's be real here. He must be a lot more stronger now. 9 Dorky.
9 Dorik. Yeah. So the more important part though is that Lucci and the secretary girl Khalifa was her name. They both get devil fruits because they just found devil fruits and they started eating them. No, that's not Lucci. Lucci already had a devil fruit. Koku got the devil fruits. Koku and Khalifa got 2 devil fruits.
You two are pretty strong people. Let's make you guys stronger by having some other abilities. Why not? And they had to suffer through the terrible taste.
Oh yeah, it tasted horrible. Now, Funky used his fart powers to get Robin out after Spondam gave them a report without him knowing. Because he thought, oh, they're gonna report how the Swords got captured. And then the Marines just said, oh yeah, by the way, Luffy defeated 1,000 soldiers and the other crew also defeated 1,000 soldiers. And, and his lobbies has been in the worst situation it has ever been. That's why Spondam got fucking feels like holy shit. And Funky used his fart ability to escape with Robin. Robin didn't really want to escape though, so he told Luffy to leave. Leave Luffy. Luffy's
no.
Robin says that she wants to die. And Luffy just fucking picks his nose you want to die? Robin, I don't really care if you want to die or anything like that. You can say that if you want to. But if you want to die, then do it when you're by our side.
Jesus. Calm down, Luffy.
Death is only allowed when you're part of us.
You have to die at our name.
It's not so much
under my name.
It's so much so that Robin can only really do what she wants to do if she's part of them. If she's still part of them. If not, she cannot. She was not allowed to complain. We'll do whatever you want. But it's when all the straw hats gathered, on top of the rooftop. It's when they do the walk with awesome music.
And they declare war by shooting the flag.
Not yet. We still have the backstory. There's no the backstory yet. Right. Of course, CP9 gathers too. You basically have this face-off and everything. And Robin basically tells to them what happens. And it's Robin has a shitty fucking life. When she was 2 years old or something, her mom left to go on an expedition or shit. She was left with I think it was the brother of her mom. And she had a stepmom who was the most evil thing in existence.
Lovely.
She was basically treated like a slave and everything.
Right.
And she also ate the devil fruit, which was the, we all talked about the fruit.
Yeah.
So I treated her like a monster too. The only place where she was somewhat safe was at the archaeologists, because this was the island of the archaeologists.
The only place where she could call home is the library where the archaeologists were at.
And she definitely is a prodigy because, she learned to be an archaeologist at the age of 8.
She must have a crazy vocabulary and everything. Being able to read those fucking polyglyphs and everything at such a young age.
And, but she was kind of, after the party, she kind of said, can I join you, investigation of the polyglyphs? And all the archaeologists were like, what? You saw that? Yes, I can even read a little bit. Oh, that's bad. No, I forbid you to do that. Why though? I'm an official archaeologist now. Listen, what we do is illegal and dangerous. You shouldn't do it. Roman kind of got a little bit upset and just kind of left. She found this giant on the beach.
Just casually hanging around.
And the giant is like, oh, please don't tell me I'm here. I was hoping this was an uninhabited island. Please don't. Nah, you're a child. You're gonna tell everyone I'm here. And Roman says well, actually, I'm not really interested in you.
I'm a giant. How can you not be interested as a child?
I love that shit. But Robin shows that she has a devil fruit as well, and Paul is the giant. I think it's Saul. Saul basically says yeah, this is a devil fruit, man. It's not very special, man. Everyone in the Grand Line has one.
But not everybody on this island. Yes, so what?
It's normal. So, they kind of become friends and shit. I guess Saul became the kind of a father figure, if you think about it.
Probably.
But things didn't go that well, because, her mother, of course, her investigation was considered evil by the government. So, she she was on the wanted posters and everything. But she finally made it back home, guys. Isn't that great? The Marines are after her and shit too. I think it was CP9 as well that like went after her too with like the Busticle and everything. And that's where we learned that Saul was also a vice admiral actually. Like he was a high-ranking Marine. But after detaining, Nico Robin, he listened to Nico Robin and everything, and he talked to like Sengoku. And Sengoku is like, no, listen, we have to do this. Which goes against like the justice that Saul believes in. So Saul defected from the Marines and like freed Olivia.
Right.
Robin's
I was
mom.
gonna ask.
Olivia was free, yeah. But of course, things didn't really go that well. We kind of got wounded, washed up on the island. Olivia somehow appeared as well, warned the other archaeologists that the Marines are coming for them. And that they might just blow up the entire island and kill all the archaeologists on it. For investigating the poneglyphs.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think didn't some of the Marines also come onto the island, like talking with the archaeologists and everything?
They did. They investigated and everything. Olivia was gotten chased. Of course, she got captured by the chief commander of the CP9, who was Spandam's father. So now you know Spandam was probably in position of power because of nepotism.
Ah, I love that shit. Actually, no, I don't. I hate that shit.
Because Spandam is really not a good authority figure. But they gathered the archaeologists and they basically confirmed that they were reading the poneglyphs. That was when the highest government official, the Gorosei, the old man, talked to them basically.
Via the phone, right? The snails.
Yeah, the snail. And that was when, because obviously, like, the reason why poneglyphs are banned is because, you might be able to find out about the secret weapons and revive them and everything. Or at least that was the reason given. But the archaeologists had another theory. 800 years ago, like, is this void century. And you basically read that apparently the people who decided, they had a reason that they used these, made these, stone tablets that cannot be destroyed. To record history instead of paper. Apparently they had an enemy. And funny enough, that the records of those enemy appearing seems to be very similar and be around the same time as the organization of the world government coming into existence. And that was when the Gorosei was like, he knows too much, kill him.
Kill him. Kill the whole island. I think did it help out that then Robin just came in, revealing that she can read it and everything?
Yeah, because she finally found out that's her mom. It's like, Mom, are you proud of me? I'm an archaeologist too. I can read the poneglyphs. And they're like, she can what?
Quickly, kill the mother. Kill everybody. Destroy the whole island.
Obviously they had to leave because, already called in the Busticle. So, they were just left with imminent demise. There was an evacuation ship for, normal people and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that later. Robin says basically hugs her mom for the final time. And then Saul basically takes Robin with him and, tries to escape the island with her. So, That's when the Busticle came in and, the cannonballs rained down on the island, blowing everything up. The archaeologists did everything to get the library, they get the books of the library safe, sacrificing their life for it and everything. At the end of the day, Aokiji was a vice admiral at the time. He came in and, defeated Paul, who was actually friends with him as well. And Paul asked him whether or not this was justice, and then, these other dickheads apparently decided to be a dickhead and shot the evacuation ship because, the seeds of evil might be in that ship, in that boat.
He seemed to have this very similar face and outfit of a certain other admiral.
In the future, that is a dickhead that everyone hates. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Can't believe Jesus just lost to a fucking lust.
Even Jesus can't handle the titty Ennis.
By the way, I think Britain got a new Jesus. His name is Boris Johnson.
Why? So?
Because you can't consent. Because we forget to consent to somebody else when it comes to sex, and it's worse.
What happened?
They banned having sex if you're not in the same household with the person, you know. So if your girlfriend comes over, the police will come too.
You know.
Anyway, it's not so important. Let's continue with the plot.
Yeah, pandemic not important. We're talking about One Piece here.
Yes, yeah, actually, it is. At this point, One Piece is far more important than the pandemic.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, the backstory. So you know, Aokiji basically just makes this kind of deal with Paul, where he will let Robin go. He will let Robin freely escape and everything. But if it turns out that Robin cannot find a home for herself and basically, I don't know, she kind of, I guess, becomes not good or something, then Aokiji will take her down. This is how, of course, she also knows Aokiji. Why she's so afraid of him as well.
Yeah, it's like the fucking. It makes also sense why she said, "Should I kill you?"
Robin escaped and was like trying to mimic the laugh of like the giants he met, and that was such a sad scene. God damn it, man!
It's a scene where basically she's in such a sad state, but she tries to like cheer herself up by laughing like her father figure.
Like a father figure. It's sad.
It is. Because it's like she literally lost everything. She lost her mother. She lost.
And that's not even where it ends. Then forever she had to keep escaping people. She couldn't trust a single person because every person that tries to take her in goes like, "Hey, she has pretty good bounty. We could get some good money from her." And no matter where she went, the Marines were always after her. She could never have a break. This is why she often just starts joining evil criminal organizations to then later betray. Because that's the best way to keep herself safe. This is also how she met up with Crocodile. I think it was when she was 16 where she joins evil organizations and shit.
Right. Calm down, people. Seriously. Anyway.
So, then we get back to the present where Robin basically tells them, "Listen, I know you guys are nice. I know you guys are kind. I know you guys are great. But I am afraid that no matter what, I'm gonna be a burden on you, and that eventually after being chased for so long, even you guys are going to abandon me. If I just have to keep being betrayed and being chased over and over again, then I'd rather die." And that was when Spawn pointed to the flags like, "Look at this, pirates." What was the point of the fucking Kung Fu point? Anyway, Spawn points to the flag and is like, "Listen, you idiots. This flag represents 170 countries along the world. This is you're basically standing in front of the entire world. Do you have the balls to take on the entire world?" And also Luffy says, "I know Robin's enemies perfectly well. Soga King, burn down that flag. Burn down that flag." And that's when Soga King just shoots the flag down and they declare war against the entire world. It was just not just to save one friend, to make one friend comfortable.
But knowing you're not the only one who's down in deep shit.
Yeah, we're all in deep shit now, motherfucker.
And Luffy finished it also off with saying the last thing. It's like, well, say that you want to live.
I haven't heard it from you yet. Say that you want to live.
And then the most beautiful thing happens.
Oh,
actually, that whole scene was beautiful.
Of after the soundtrack, Robin stares as the flag is burning, and then just her the last thing that Saul said to her, telling her that no one is born to be alone. If she goes out into the sea, she will eventually find his friends too. Also, here have another chapter in Chopper is fucking useless in this game.
Yeah, I think my favorite bit of it all is how...
Hold on, you have to see this.
What the hell? I think the favorite bit with seeing Chopper too is how he pulls out his medicine pot and just slams it on somebody's feet.
Yeah.
In mid combo. It's fucking stupid. He really is the joke character of the team. What about Usopp?
Anyway,
It's kind of
so yeah, this whole beautiful scene that got interrupted by Chopper's uselessness. What about it?
And then like Robin just ended with, "I want to live. Take me out to the sea." That's honestly, I think this is the most iconic moment in One Piece. When I think of One Piece, I immediately think of that scene.
Friendship, Nakamas.
It's not just. It's just standing up against the entire world just to fucking help, just to make one friend feel comfortable to join back. After suffering for so long.
Oh man, and it's fucking how long? It's like she was 8 when it all started, and I think she was like 20 years had passed too, right?
She's 28, but at this point.
Like 20 years of her life has been just fucking suffering. If you were to think about it.
No, she was 2 when she was treated like a slave.
Right, 26.
Then her whole life was basically suffering for the longest time.
And then she found that light for like, I guess, for the entire existence of One Piece.
And man, Funky, I think Funky also got convinced. Like, Funky is like a fucking softie at heart. Like, he will cry out every sob story in existence.
Yeah, it's like he was the one who also cried when he heard about the story of the Mary repairing herself and everything, and so he also cried next to that.
He also cries there. It's like, man, I love you guys. And that's why he decided to do, like, he's going to give his full support. He's going to help out. The first thing he did, it was like, he burns down the fucking blueprints. Those 5 years all fucking wasted. It was a big fuck you. That's why Spellman fucking kicks him down the fucking building too.
I just have to fucking wonder though, it's like, but these guys that can run faster than like, they can run really fucking fast, how did they not just confiscate the fucking blueprints right then and there?
I guess they didn't know, I guess they weren't expecting it. They were too surprised. But Ace is fucking overpowered.
Good. But yeah,
yeah. Anyway.
So basically, Frankie burned the fucking blueprints for the big weapon that they were after, basically making Frankie useless.
And Luffy just like picks up the rest of the stars and just jumps down as the rocket, as like the old lady came in with the fucking rocket, like the sea train, to like get them over to the main building where the CP9 are at. That's when the chase for Robin like started. The fights against CP9. They all had the key to their sea stone cuffs, which they can only. This is the only way to get like rid of those sea stone cuffs.
Well, I think it was like one of them is the right key, and you have to find the right one. Or what?
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
And so they said, "Oh, we'll do the simple job. We get them all. We'll have one of them eventually."
Basically.
And so
Luffy in the meantime went after Robin herself, and Lucci was with Spandam and everything.
Lucci making sure to escort Spandam and Robin to their endpoint, with Luffy intercepting them eventually.
Eventually.
I think Frankie did do some fighting too, yeah, before he got there.
Frankie fought against Fukuro. Like,
it
was a really great character.
Which one? There was the one with the bald guy, right? It's the bald guy, I think you're talking about.
Yeah, the one with like the zipper for a mouth.
Yes. It was fucking, it was got Chopper who fought the Bushido guy.
Yeah, the Bushido guy was first like against Nami. Nami stole his fucking key when Chopper saved her. Of course, Chopper used the Wombo Ball to get through his tech guy and to like hurt him. After that, he chased after Chopper to like the kitchen where Funky needed to be because Funky was out of cola.
Which opened this beautiful scene.
That's why his fight against Fuko didn't really go too well for him. Like they were fighting equally at first, and at some point it just didn't really go too well for him. Chopper just shoved the fucking Bushido guy into the fucking fridge.
Somehow.
And it's just like Chopper thought Funky was thirsty, so he just threw anything at him, and like Funky just randomly changed personality as well with the wrong drinks.
And that's because I think Chopper doesn't know what the fuck cola is, and so it's for him. It's like, but is this cola? Is this cola?
No, I think Chopper. What it is with Chopper. At first he didn't even like Funky. Like it was like, "Hey Funky, fuck you. You like because you stop left."
Yeah.
But then after he just throws these things, he's like, "Wait, what? This guy's actually kind of fucking funny," and he just keeps throwing shit to see what happens.
It's like,
Well, glory! What a beautiful scene that was.
And then, man, when the cola came in, and like you have the fucking Funky's team playing, Funky just so calmly walks over to Fukuro and then hits him with like his fucking green lightning, punching him through fucking multiple walls. That was awesome.
It was awesome. Wasn't it? It was against Fukuro where he also used his homing missiles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the homing protocol missiles. You're the one, You're the one. It's tracking missiles. You're the one tracking them.
Man, this is the equivalent of Hadouken spam.
And that you can spam every single fucking move in this game. Because you don't have any fucking, like, key bars or anything.
Right. So... what else happens is, like, there's the alright.
Yeah,
I think
so,
the
honestly...
Bushido guy kicks their ass, right?
Yeah, every fight was really awesome. But, in the meantime, you had, like, Usopp came across this, like, guy, who was the wolf guy. Jabra. He, you know, he was asleep, so Usopp tried to sneak over to him, but, like, everything was against him, and he woke up and, like, gave a half-assed punch against Usopp's face and kind of knocked him over. Luckily, Zoro was fighting on top, like, above them, on the floor above them, against Kaku, who was a swordsman who used the Force Sword style, as he calls it, because, you know, his legs are swords as well.
The
fight was really cool, but then, like, he revealed his Devil Fruit power. He was a fucking GF.
Yeah, it's still cool. It's just it's a kind of a funny moment when it all starts.
Dude, even Zoro had trouble not laughing. Everyone was laughing at him until Kaku went like, okay, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna cut the building in half. Oh fuck.
And he has the freedom because, like, what was it? Is it his neck that allowed for extra power? Or was it his legs that were like extra strong because of the giraffe form?
It's the neck. So Usopp tried to shoot want to shoot like the sea stone cuffs at them because that actually is a good idea and stuff. But because he was distracted by the fucking giraffe, so while laughing he accidentally shot Zoro with it. And when Zoro tried to like get Usopp down from the attack that Kaku did, the two kind of got stuck together.
And so Zoro got a new sword.
He used Usopp as a sword for a while.
With cool sound effects and everything.
I'm getting really hungry right now. Boy.
I think no. Then we have to also cut over to like Nami and Sanji because Nami went away. Sanji was fighting some woman.
Sanji was fighting some woman, and because he couldn't actually fight a woman no matter what, he
lost real quick.
Yeah, he got soaked up. Anyway,
yeah, we're not joking.
Anyway, yeah. So he basically says that I will never kick a woman. It's not so much. It's not even so much that. It's not only because he loves women. It's also because that's really just his like. It's his rule. You know. I guess Nami thinks he's stupid, but he also kind of respects it too.
Because look at how determined he is. Even in fighting games, he's still fighting, not against women.
Nami decided to fight in his stead against like the woman.
And this is the fight where fucking Nami just fucking rocked too, with her thinking power and everything.
Yeah, this is where strategic shit and stuff. This is where we learn that like Khalifa has like the soap food and she uses it to become like a sheep.
A sheep.
Yeah, that's what happens.
And I guess Sanji decided that alright, well, no, actually Sanji was still stuck being soaped up until like I guess after the fight.
Saru, you just killed a bunch of people.
Fucking Marines. It's always alright if they do it.
Anyway, yeah, Luffy in the meantime was catching up to Lucci. The old lady had like a child and that child had a pet, and those two kind of just explored in these lobbies because they really didn't give a fuck. And they found a secret entrance where like Lucci, Spandam, and Robin were going to. Luffy chased after them and like broke through this like steel gate after using Gear 3rd. The only thing we saw of Gear 3rd is that he became a fucking meaty person afterwards.
Yeah.
So I was very confused at times, like what the fuck is Gear 3rd?
Is it becoming small? You know, is it like the Shamankin rule where everything compact becomes stronger?
It's like, you know, in Neptunia where you have like the Doku that became smaller, so they must be stronger now. Because all your power is condensed into the tiny mess. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. But speaking of Shaman King, that's gonna be there next anime season.
Nice.
It's gonna air next month. Can't wait.
And so, yeah, Luffy catches up on Lucci. They start their fight while Thingamajig goes ahead.
Spondum takes Robin and goes ahead. Like the two have this fucking awesome fight, like the awesome beginning of the fight and anything. This really feels like a Dragon Ball Z fight, honestly.
It is probably the longest fight of them all, as far as I remember.
Now the longest fight is F1 versus Ors.
Right.
And honestly, I want to say Katakuri, but that's more so because the anime spacing rather than because the fight is longer than Luffy versus Lucci. Though they're probably just as long, probably.
I think in the case of like Luffy versus what was it called? What's his name? It was something with the guy from Big Mom. Katakuri, yeah. I think the fight with Katakuri, it took more time, as in like One Piece time, right?
Oh well, in One Piece time it took an entire day.
Yeah, I think that was really his longest fight, but in terms of anime pacing or manga pacing, yeah.
So anyway, because I remember Luffy versus Lucci being about like 50 minutes. Anyway, their fight starts. Frankie took the key for the Chopper guy. Meanwhile, Chopper was fighting the Bushido motherfucker, and you know the Bushido motherfucker stack guy could not be broken with his normal form, so he had to use the Wumble Ball. But using the Wumble Ball twice apparently had bad effects on him. He couldn't completely control his transformations. Like he couldn't control what form comes out when he transforms. At some points he was betting on trying to get the arm point, which should be enough to break through the steel body. And while he succeeds in doing that, it wasn't enough to down him. So, you know, he still got beaten up more. The whole kitchen was burning down after some fire attacks from the Bushido guy. After a while, Chopper lamented on using a third Wumble Ball, which we... Apparently, last time he tried to experiment that, he was unconscious and woke up damaged in bed with Kureha, Dr. Kureha. Was Kureha right?
I think.
Kureha basically told him that he became a real walking monster. That was when we see Chopper's transformation to Monster Point, where he became an uncontrollable giant fucking monster. He basically slammed fucking the Bushido guy down like a fucking giant monkey from Dragon Ball Z. And then he fucking casually threw him away after defeating him. He was chasing after... Funk was going after him as well, because obviously Chopper, you know, needs to be stopped.
Obviously.
Funky did come across like Nabi. Also, like Chopper broke into like the room where like Nabi and like Khalifa were fighting him. It's like had the bed top fucking fall down towards Sanji.
And just how Sanji became unsoaked.
Well, like this was where Nabi and Funky basically discussed some things. I think it was also after Nabi defeated Khalifa. Yeah, because after some strategies. Nabi was completely soaked up like Sanji as well, which basically... she was coated in soap to the point where she couldn't move well, but then she noticed that water actually cancels out the effect, so by using rain tempo she could like start fighting seriously again. She used her strategics with like Mirage Tempo and like Thunderlands to defeat Khalifa. Really neat.
Can you believe it? It's like we don't need the devil fruit to manipulate thunder. Look at that. It's only crazier from here too with fucking Nami.
I'm really hungry, Jesus.
And so Khalifa got defeated. The bad top cleaned Sanji.
Nami got her key and gave it to Funky, which I think was the I think that one was the key for their cuffs. For Zoro and Usopp. And Chopper appeared like Funky kind of just showed up. I think he gave them the key and like threw Chopper into the ocean so that, you know, the Death Food power would like stop working so that, you know, it would return back to normal.
Right.
And Zoro could finally fight like the other two for real. Unfortunately, you know, like he was too busy with Kaku because Kaku alone is already tough enough. And Jobra went seriously after Usopp. Alright, Nami also came in to give... I think Nami was the one who actually gave the key and actually explained the situation, but... Usopp was about to fucking die after being tricked by Jobra. And that's when Sanji just comes up and kicks him in the face. Who the hell are you? And he goes, the hunter. Now that's actually what after like Jabba said, like, what happens when the sheep like leaves his like fucking place? The wolf eats him up. Because he's a wolf, and then Sanji just comes in and is like, I'm the hunter, bitch. Sanji basically tells Usopp that he should do what he can actually do. He even says Usopp's name. Do what you can actually do. I'll do what you cannot do, and you can do things that I cannot do. And Usopp was trying to figure out what he meant. And that's when Usopp realized, wait a minute, I'm the sniper of the group.
And so, afterwards, what happened then is like I think Frankie went ahead too.
Yeah, Frankie went after Luffy so that to help him out.
Mm-hmm. What did Nami do? It's like I know Zoro and Sanji are still busy fighting.
Nami took Usopp was pretty damaged to like another place, so he could do his stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
Zoro and
probably
Sanji
have Chopper in their hands too.
Sanji was fighting against Jobra, which was a really cool Sanji fight. It's probably my favorite Sanji fight, to be honest.
Yeah, it's also where we got introduced to Sanji's like I guess power up, where he spins his legs so fucking fast it becomes fiery, spicy. Yeah.
And I am wondering how that doesn't burn him up. But it's because the flame in his heart is burning hotter.
That's probably a true fucking explanation too.
Yeah, that's what Oda said. Yeah, when you like ask Oda something like, "Hey Oda, this doesn't make sense." Oda just gives you a joke answer back.
And so yeah.
And man, it was cool. One of my favorite moments in that fight was when like Jabba tried to trick Sanji. He's like, "Yeah, Robin is my long lost sister. Can you save her for me?" And Sanji just pretends to be fooled by it, and then goes, "Yes, fucking fall for that idiot!" Then kicks him up into the fucking ceiling. He takes the key too, and then once away, he's like, "Bye." Chopper goes after him, and then like Sanji takes the opportunity to kick him in the face again.
Yeah, it's a really good fight. There were a lot of them are good fights in Enies lobby.
Enies lobby is filled with good fights. Everyone gets a 1v1. It's really cool.
It's like it sucks for Chopper, but we learned something about Chopper and his abilities.
And Chopper won too at the end of the day.
Yeah, and then there's the learning some stuff about Frankie and his cola and how it can affect him as well. Or then with Nami learning his climate text to the fullest. Sanji just pulling out in Diablo Jumble. Is that possible?
Yeah, Diablo Jumble. My favorite part is that he finishes like Jobra with a fiery kick against the ground. And he goes like, God created the food and the devil created the spices. I guess it was too spicy for you.
Yeah. And Zoro used his one trick pony.
No, he was fighting quite a bit against like Kaku, who uses a bunch of weird techniques as the giraffe. But kind of became like a robotic giraffe and shit as well.
He became blocky, he became small, he did everything just...
And my favorite part is where he accidentally pulled his neck back so much that his arms and legs elongated. And he was like, "I'm pulled back like a pasta machine." And he goes, "Pasta machine! Don't name your attacks in the middle of the fight!"
You know what? This is actually probably the show of how you need to be creative with your fucking devil fruit. Yeah. And he's showing it off like you have to be on the go.
I like how he assessed that and immediately couldn't think of anything. And it immediately just goes back to use the fucking giraffe cannon again. Later down the road, he uses that to use his sword techniques better, uses stronger sword techniques and stuff. Because the point of the Zoan devil fruit is that it just gives you a lot of stronger physical abilities.
And man, does he show how creative he can be with it. With the fucking giraffe, he becomes the fucking
at the end, his biggest mistake while watching against Zoro is telling him about how Robin should be executed for the sake of justice. And Zoro's like, "Hey, who the fuck told you to talk about my girlfriend like
that?" So this is for that ship. I was always for Frankie and Robin, but Oliver.
I'm not really for Frankie and Robin because Robin doesn't even like I think Robin doesn't even really like Frankie that much. I'm not really for any ship though. I'm just fucking I know there's a lot of Frankie and Robin. Now Zoro and Robin's shippers. They're definitely there.
There are a lot of ships probably in the One Piece going on. I think there's probably one with Nami and Zoro as well.
I don't know much about that. There's definitely a Nami and Luffy ship, and there's a Zoro and Robin ship.
So besides the ships.
The ships are not important right now. Actually, some ships are important, but those are not the ships you're thinking of. And fucking Fujitora rolled the dice and he rolled a fucking a critical failure.
God damn it! Who thought that rolling dice is our thing in this game? A good idea. So, oh god.
So,
Poor Van Gogh, even the transgender surgery didn't help against Robin. Any case, I guess at the end, Goku just loses.
Zoro uses his spirit to create this illusion of him having like 9 arms and 3 heads. 6 arms and 3 heads. Because nice sword style. Asura! It fucking defeats him with ease. This is also the one where I could kind of think, yeah, maybe this is a bit of an ass pulse. Like, what the fuck? Where does this come from? I mean, before that, they did kind of hint of him using like illusion, being so powerful that he can create illusions with the onigiri back in the courthouse. But it feels a bit like a stretch.
Yes. Zoro also tells Goku that he's fired.
Yeah. Like, I have a message to you from your co-workers. You're fired. I love it. Goku is also pretty good sport about losing too. Like, he left and gives him the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goku's great.
In the meantime, Frankie met up with Luffy who was fighting Lucci. You know, he asked if he wanted to could help, and Luffy's like, no, ignore us. Get to the door. Get to Robin.
I'll cover you. Which he did because
the fight was a bit rough. So like, Frankie did attack a little bit, but his fist did literally no damage against Lucci, who just kind of hits him a little bit and fucking almost knocks Frankie out with how powerful he is. That's when Luffy decided to finally use Gear Second and knock Lucci over.
Yeah.
Frankie was not only surprised to see Gear Second, but also surprised to see that Lucci had a Devil Foot. These two were fighting at super speed, while like Frankie finally got through the door and could finally get to Robin. Robin was already at the bridge of station. She tried everything to try to escape. She even clinged onto the edge of the bridge with her fucking teeth.
God, she fought really hard just to not fucking die.
And then she couldn't really do a whole lot, but that was when Spandam got shot. By who? Where? There's no enemy. There's no enemy inside. Boom! More means get shot. Then I look up in the fucking tower. Miles ahead. Usopp was sniping them with a fucking cannon.
What are you talking about? That was Sokugin.
Yeah.
Coming from his fucking sniper island. I think the shooting gave time for Frankie to catch up too, right?
Yeah, well, Frankie was first hit by a mine, but he got back up somehow.
A fucking mine. Who fucking placed the mine?
Spandam.
God damn. But Frankie's first half is made out of metal, so that's fucking fine.
He ended up showing up, and we helped out Robin, and so King also fired off the keys that they've gotten from Kaku and Jabra at Frankie and Robin, so that Frankie could finally free Robin. Of course, the Buster Call. Of course, well before that, Spandam took Robin. He accidentally clicked on a Buster Call snail, trying to talk and shit. Oops.
Oh man, I do remember.
Then he accidentally pressed on the other snail, talking about how that is fine and how the Marines should be it's a fair sacrifice to get you executed. And everyone was hearing how the fucking island's going to get blown up by Robin as well, telling it's a new main attack that doesn't discriminate from friend or foe. And then when Spandam realized that his transmission was going off, he's like, everything is just. It's like, hi, I'm Pirate. I am Monkey D. Luffy. The Marines fucking panicked the fuck out of there. They got out.
Yeah, Robin did really just fucking get incredibly fucking shocking, but it makes sense. It is a childhood drama.
At first, he was almost getting PTSD as well when the fucking Busticle ship showed up. But then she realized that she was not alone. She has friends now. They can handle the Busticle now.
Yeah, it's it makes sense, right? It's a childhood trauma, is what it is. It's so yeah. And so yeah, it's Buster Call comes, Buster Call is coming. Frankie came in time to save Robin.
Luffy and Lucci were fighting a lot still. Luffy was using Gear Second a lot. At some point, Luffy ran out of Gear Second, and Lucci noticed the trick. Luffy was pumping blood and was basically pumping blood in his body to increase the blood flow, his blood circulation. Which normally if you're a normal person, it would burst out your internal organs, but because Luffy's blood vessels and organs were all made of rubber, he could actually manage it. But it's kind of like doping, and apparently doing it so often will decrease his lifespan.
It makes sense. Probably a lot of stress onto his heart and body.
After a while, like, Luffy couldn't really catch up to, like, fight Lucci too well. So Luffy decided to use Gear Third, which you know what else. He, like, blows a lot of air into his bone. Into the bone itself, apparently. And so, yeah?
Yeah, I'm here.
And he uses this giant fist to fucking knock Lucci far away into one of the Busticle ships, and he chased after him too. Unfortunately, Gear Third was a bit too slow to catch up, so eventually he had to stop, which turned him to this tiny man that was too weak and shit. Now, Lucci was about to finish Luffy off too, right? But Luffy's Gear Third attack actually hurt his leg so much that it actually stopped him as well.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's like, after all, it's like the one being like the blood pumping, the other one is ginormous fucking bones.
Now,
right?
Zoro, Sop, and Sanji went into the tunnel with like Nami and the old woman being ahead of them. They saw the two like Nami and the old woman run back while fucking giant fucking water, like a big fucking wave of water was chasing after them. And that's because Lucy was a dickhead and decided to open a part of the underwater tunnel, to like have them be underwater. Now all the stars were about to die under the water, but then they were saved by a mermaid. Yes, mermaids exist. It's a dream of all men, and that mermaid was the old lady. So everyone was fucking gasping, terrified. They were shocked. They almost died of shock.
Their dream, some men's dreams got ruined.
Right?
This is why reality sucks, people.
Right.
And this is a fucking fictional story.
Oh man, but then, of course they got on top of that, but of course Busticle was there, the Marines and like captains and vice admirals were fighting against the Straw Hats on the bridge.
Well, Luffy's still busy with Lucci.
Yeah. Luffy used Gear Second to keep fighting against Lucci. Like the fight was pretty equal at first, but at some point Lucci used this the strongest attack that a master of the Six Powers could use, the Rokuo gun. And that one weakened Luffy enough to the point where his punches didn't have enough heart, and he wasn't doing enough against Lucci. At some point, getting knocked down onto the ground with the second Rokuo gun. And Zop saw that, took his mask off. Took his mask off. It was a Zop all along. Who would have thought?
And fucking said to Luffy to fucking stand up. This isn't you.
It's more like, Luffy, what the hell are you doing? It's like, hey, boss cat, I will take you on. Don't be stupid to Zop. He'll defeat you. Then you do it. What can you possibly do? If you don't want me to get killed by him, then stand up. It's not like you acting like you're almost fucking dead. This isn't hell or anything. We can still see the sky. We can still see the ocean. This isn't hell.
An amazing speech. I think this where it falls up with his Gatling gun, right? Or is it later?
No, that's later. Luffy stands up. It's like, you're right. It's not like this is or anything. Luffy, defeat him and let's go home. Or something like that. It's like, Tiny Miner! Something like that. And then you have this fucking awesome final part of the fight. Where this fight equally, you see this fucking... Both of them do a wash attack with the punches. And at the end, Luffy gets hit by the strongest Rokuo gun, which fucking tears through the fucking wall. Luffy was about to go down. But he just manages to pick himself up and just stays on the surface, on the floor.
On his feet.
Luffy was obviously fucking tired. Look at his face, was so irritated when he turned around and saw Luffy was still fucking standing.
It's like you could look at it and you would think it's still fucking Rocky fight all over again.
And that was when Luffy used the Jet Gatling gun with all his heart, all his power. He fucking punched until his arms basically turned invisible. Not even Lucci's strongest Tekai could protect him, as he got knocked over through a fucking wall, smashed down from the tower. And finally, Lucci was defeated. Man, that was definitely that was known as the best fight. Now I think Katakuri and Luffy, that fight as well. Those two fights were the best ones.
Yeah.
Damn,
there was a lot. There was a lot of fucking emotion in there. Everybody was obviously rooting for Luffy. At least I and many viewers probably were. And you were like, man, he better fucking win this. He better not give up. There's more fucking episodes left on the fucking website, so
Right.
so he better not fucking lose this.
But unfortunately, after this, though, he used too much of his strength and couldn't move at all. So it was at that moment where things kind of got drastic. Zoro lost the sword from the Lost guy.
Who we never see again.
And, well, at some point they heard a weird voice. Tell him to go to the sea. I really wonder what the perspective was of the Marines when they suddenly see their enemies going, "Let's jump to the sea! Ooh-yeah! Ooh-yeah!" And Robin used her Deathfoot power to drop like Luffy down onto the sea. They all jumped down. And who was there? The Going Merry.
Remember the ship who was dropped into the sea by like Lucci when he was trying to capture Frankie. So who knows where the fuck this ship was, and somehow it came here. And even though it had its last fucking legs, it's still here in one piece.
Sanji also left like the bridge to do something else. He actually what did he do? He actually closed the gates or something. He actually like turned the gear to close the gate slowly so that they could escape just as the gate was closing, so they can't be chased.
I just have to ask that because you mentioned that behind this gate is the Marine headquarters or the fucking
No, he also chased the. There were also 2 whirlpools and everything, and he fucking like turned them back on or something to get the fucking ships out of focus.
Right. Yeah, so what was behind that fucking gate? Was it was it the Marine fort, the prison? How the hell did they get to the other side? Or what was on the other side? And everything.
And normally you're supposed to go into this like triangle and shit. I don't really know how they escaped now I think about it. I don't even know if they went. Maybe they didn't even go through the door.
Maybe that's what it is. Like the gate was open for the fucking them to go for Spandam to go to this location.
It was the water manipulation, water currents manipulation. That's all.
It must be.
I like about Sanji is that he's not just like a badass like Zoro. He's also a tactician.
Yeah. He's a lot more behind the scenes in a lot of cases. And so he did, and so he did.
What more?
Everybody jumped onto the ship. And, how about the fucking guys back at the island fighting against the Marines, or were fighting against the Marines?
They got captured at some point. Or at least they pretended to be, because Pauli, of course, is a mess of knots. He like made sure to let them pretend to be stuck. The Marines left them behind. They kind of got stuck on the island and kind of escaped their own way.
It's like they were like they somehow escaped the cannon fire by hanging on to fucking ropes. Amazing. Did he have the rope fruit by any chance?
No, it's just a mess of ropes.
God, be careful with him. You might just fucking hang yourself. Anyway, they escaped.
They were making their escape. Robin fucking broke Spandam's fucking spine with her devil fruit powers.
Nice. Somehow he survives this, but why?
Well, he was hospitalized for. And one of my favorite cover stories actually is like the CP9 trying to like they were all discharged first, and they were gathering funds to for Lucci's hospital bills.
Lucci's hospital bills. Makes sense to me.
God damn it. Sometimes One Piece is sketch too real.
Yeah.
Anyway. They finally escaped. And it was when they found Iceberg and it's like... Iceberg went with the ship out with the ship after when it was daytime to look for the Straw Hats. Finally found them. And that was when the fucking Merry shattered in two. Luffy asked Iceberg to fix the ship, but Iceberg said he can't. It's impossible. He asked Luffy if he could let the ship rest. He said he was like watching a miracle, because like Iceberg found the Merry stuck ashore when the water was being pulled for the Aqua Lugana. And he's like, basically the ship talked to him, it's like, please fix me, and he fixed the ship. He had no idea what he was doing, he's like, what the fuck am I doing? But then Waves took the ship, and the ship thanked him for it. He was watching a miracle, like this ship that shouldn't be able to sail came to the Straw Hats and saved them. Out of its own will. It's an amazing ship, but unfortunately it has reached its peak and it cannot continue. Man, that was when that moment happened where, they burned down the ship to give the sea burial. Because they can do more than burial. That. You see the Stralets and Frankie just like standing there, and obviously let's be a manly farewell. Not a tear should be shed. But then it starts snowing. We start remembering all the great moments we had with the Mary, and then the Mary talked. Like, this was the moment where if I went to rewatch it now, I would probably break. But it's just like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't go any further. And that was...
It's like whenever I rewatch it, there are moments where I'm strong, and then there are those moments that you do have to fucking break.
It's like, I'm crying over a boat.
A fictional one at that.
It's a fictional boat, and I'm crying over it.
It's just such a beautiful...
Stop crying, it's just the anime. The anime.
And then everybody, and of course, the viewers weren't the only one crying for this beautiful scene.
And like how Naruto fans kind of mocked One Piece fans for crying over a boat. They don't understand.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, of course, but not only the viewers were crying. There were also like the One Piece crew was most of them were crying.
Luffy was crying and saying that he should apologize because they were idiots. Like Zoro and Sanji were idiots and were breaking stuff all the time. Usopp was trying to fix it, but he sucked at it. I wrote you into an ice brick. But then Mary says that he was happy and that he was glad he was able to like sell for them and shit. It was such a sad moment. Scene. And then the music too. When it's like the music for the remake or the music like for the ending theme used, I love it.
Yeah. It's like the only people that weren't crying. I know Zoro wasn't crying, but
Zoro and Sanji weren't crying. Robin was actually apparently in the manga. Robin was shedding a tear.
I don't know. But yeah, of course Frankie. He's a soft man. But then everybody else just makes sense.
He doesn't even need a connection. He's just fucking crying the most.
Yeah, and everybody else just makes sense. They're just a bit more emotional. But it makes sense. It's like losing a fucking comrade that was with you for like how many fucking maybe less than a year. And
then we get the post arc. It's like you would think things would quiet down after that crazy arc. No, now we get the craziest plot twists.
There was some filler in between, like fucking.
Yeah.
Zoro with his
like Mama Zoro,
Sanji and his sea salt, right? Or was it? Yeah, and probably some other stuff. And then we finally got to the main meat of the event.
Where you have like the Marines show up. You have Garp, the guy that trained Kobe and Hell Meppo.
This apparently.
And then he comes in, knocks through the fucking wall, picks up Luffy's like, the Marines have captured Luffy, and Luffy's like, Grandpa. Now let's shoot everyone. What do you mean, Grandpa? And Luffy literally is like, guys, do not fight him. It's impossible. You can't beat him.
He just says it so casually.
And if Luffy says it, then it's true too.
Yeah.
Man, what a crazy family reunion. And then like Zoro shows up trying to. It's like, guys, the Marines are here. And that's when like, you have Helmeppo attacking Zoro, and then or not Helmeppo. Yeah, it is Helmeppo.
Yeah, Helmeppo.
I don't wanna. Yeah, you have Kobe attacking Luffy, but the two do not even recognize him. They quickly defeat him, but Luffy was surprised that Kobe can use Zoro. Kobe can use one of the 6 powers, like he can use Zoro and everything. But man, I was surprised
that these two would become this fucking strong.
Yeah,
together with
Kobe grew so much, and Helmeppo became actually looks cool now. What the fuck?
He looks handsome. Yeah, I know, right?
What the fuck happened?
This is why I'd say, man, maybe schools should bring back military training.
No, it's not anime, and you don't become a teenage superhero. I'm sorry.
No, it's like not exactly military, but at least have some bit more exercise for the boys, because it's really more exercises. Of course, not going to the extremes that militaries do, but at least make them more physically active because it's actually good for you. Than the shitty gym classes we have.
I think gym classes are fine. I think we just need a bit more. Maybe just give more time outside or something.
Yeah, but that's another discussion.
It's a discussion to be had. We're not talking about that. Anyway, yeah. So, God basically went to say hi to Luffy, and it's like, okay, you guys fix this wall. What? You were the one who broke it. You have to fix it. Okay.
I love this. Garp is at least like a sensible man.
Garp is also a D, just like Luffy, and it also means he's kind of crazy. He does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. And then you get the fucking revelations like, oh yeah, Luffy, you did meet your father, right? Wait, that?
Back in Lockdown. Lockdown, what are you talking about? You haven't seen him? Your dad is revolutionary. Monkey D. Dragon. It was the guy in the green, robe who saved Luffy in Lockdown. Man, when that was revealed, I was like, what the fuck?
I know, right? And it's like... of course...
And it makes sense, right? It's like, so that's why he saved him. It makes perfect sense, too.
Mm-hmm. And then, you have to...
I love Dragon because you still don't know who the fuck he is, even after 1,000 chapters.
He's still the mysterious character that just does things. But then there's also, what was it called? There's, Luffy not knowing who the fuck... who the fuck Dragon is and his reputation.
Knows who Dragon is, and it's like, what the fuck? He's the most wanted criminal in the world because he and his army is directly opposing the government.
You know what? Father like son, ain't it?
Right? Honestly, though, I also just like Dragon's reaction to seeing Luffy's bounty. It's like, do whatever you want, Luffy. Do whatever you want. Soon we will meet each other at some point. One day.
At Raftel.
Honestly, I can't help but think that Dragon actually doesn't... some people think that Dragon doesn't care about Luffy, but I actually think Dragon actually does care somewhat about Luffy.
It's just he has other things to do and had to leave his son somewhere safe.
He saved him in Lockdown too, you know?
And, Ivan Kok also mentions how he always looks at this one direction, which happens to be somewhere around, east of Blue.
That's way later.
I know, but it's another fucking hint at it. So it's there's a lot of things going on, and it's the more you reveal, the more you're like, wait a second, it does scare.
My favorite hint is that you can find a certain... when he was walking through the command room, you can find a certain silhouette of a guy wearing a top hat. What could it mean?
Right. Wait, where was that? Which command room?
It was when Dragon was walking out to get some fresh air, and you can see,
right.
So you can see some silhouettes, and one of them was of a guy with a top hat.
Was it before or after the Marineford arc?
That was in Ennie's lobbies, Ennis.
Ennie's lobbies, even. Fucking hell, I have to look that up, but that's not important right now.
Yeah, so that was the thing. Of course, Funky spent us 2 million. You probably could wonder what did Funky spend us 2 million berries on?
To get the best fucking wood in the world.
Oh yeah, the Adam's tree. It's the strongest wood. It's the same wood that was made for the ship of the Pirate King. Funky's dream was to make a fucking dream ship, and he's going to make it for the Straw Hats. Together with Iceberg and some of the other shipwrights, but it's really cool how the two of them are spending day and night, not even sleeping, to continue on with working this ship.
Yeah, it shows how good fucking Iceberg and Frankie are as shipwrights.
But then we get another news. That's the wanted posters. Everyone has wanted posters now. Luffy's worth 300 million berries.
Nice.
Zoro 120 million. Soga King was worth 30 million. Nami was worth 16 million. Also, they took a picture of her when she thought it was for a magazine, but no.
They got some good shots, let's be real here. Anyway.
Yeah. Chopper has 50 berry, because they thought he was the pet.
which destroyed him.
And Robin literally has only a billion bounty increase. It's only 80 million.
Yeah, she was 79, now it's 80.
And...
What was the value for Sanjay? I thought it was below
77.
Robin, right?
77 million.
And he got this amazing fucking picture.
Yep. They apparently... I love this ending scene too. It's why... By the way, what happened to this guy's picture? Well, it's weird, right? I tried to take a picture of him, and the picture turned out black. And you have this guy just staring at him. Basically using... doing this hand motion, going... Did you remember to take off the lens cap? Huh?
Not you. And so they drew a beautiful fucking picture of him.
Yeah, Sanji was super depressed. Who is that? My favorite part is that Luffy is it looks exactly like you.
Yeah, everybody's able to recognize him in this fucking picture too.
And Zoro said something too, where I saw this kind of toxic poneglyph. But there's another news. Funky also got a wanted poster of 44 million. So the Funky family asked Luffy to take Funky along, which Luffy already planned on doing. But Funky's a stubborn motherfucker and won't just like come along. So we have to force him to come along. But first we looked at the ship. Man, the new ship is awesome. It really is awesome. And that's an aquarium. A fucking aquarium.
Yeah, it's a beautiful fucking craftsmanship. Which Oda has a whole blueprint for it and everything.
Oh yeah, he does. I love Oda, man. He just goes out of the way to do so much.
Yes. And so, they came up with this beautiful plan to, add Frankie to the crew, and it started off with stealing his fucking underwear.
Yeah, he went to the Nout. To the Nout? He went to the town, fucking, like, waving his fucking slong around, not giving a fuck, to get his panties back.
That's some nightmare feel right there.
Yeah. And, the Funky family eventually give it to Luffy, who's on the ship. It's like, if you want it back, you have to join our crew. It's like, are you not satisfied with the ship? Oh, the ship is amazing.
We want you too.
We want you on it. And Funky is really stubborn. It's like, I'm not going to go. And then Robin's like, can we go a bit, Woff? Well, yeah, sure. And Robin has the best idea. She grabbed his fucking balls.
Oh no. It was the biggest horror of them all for like 10 minutes, even though Robin left,
Funky still refused. He said he only made his dream ship. And he doesn't need more. And like, Iceberg's like, no, you're lying. Funky. You're just not caring about yourself, but not caring about everyone else. This is not the dream ship you've made. You have said that the true dream ship is the one that can cross all the 7 seas. As long as you haven't sailed on it and have made sure that it's sailed to the end, it's not a dream ship. And then you have like his Funky family, just throwing his bags down onto him. It's like, listen. And Funky's like, listen, you guys can take care of yourself. If I leave, what the fuck will you guys do, huh? You guys are nothing without me. And the guys are like, yes. You have to help us so much, and you see like these like scenes where they were like just useless hoodlums that were doing the wrong things with their lives. One of the famous ones is like the two like girls going out like being drunk as fucking. So Funk's like, hey, now I got about you two, just stop drinking so much. I know a perfect place where they serve some great cola. And you see him like make this family and shit. It's like, Funky tried to like help out everyone to kind of. I think it was to also just go. Just like for the feeling of guilt for like not being able to save Tom. But at the end, they ask him, "Can't you? This is too hard for us. Is it too bad for us to ask that you think of your own happiness for once?" And also, Frank was starting to cry. Like he did to save like now he was still grabbing his balls because he couldn't stop crying.
Robin, yes.
That was such a touching moment too.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he finally decided, yes, I'll join the crew. I finally let the crew together, except for Usopp, because Sora said, like, listen, we can't just allow him to go back into the crew. He just, like, this captain of ours may be an idiot, but he's still the captain, and he needs some form of respect, you know?
Needs to stand strong. Otherwise, who's gonna respect him? Us?
Yeah, if it's so easy to leave the crew, then I might just leave the crew. And then Luffy understood that, it's like, yeah, you're right. Usopp needs to apologize first, before he can rejoin the crew. If he doesn't come with an apology, we'll leave him behind. And we're on a time limit too, because the Marines, like, Garp was with Aokiji, and Garp was kind of like, haha, I'm sorry, Luffy, I guess we have to kill you after all, lol. Before that, I have to mention that, like, Luffy and the others threw a giant fucking party as well, spending the 1 million fucking berries they had.
Genius.
And within that party, like, Robin was just chilling against the wall, and she noticed her drink freezing up. Aokiji was next to her, and Aokiji asked if she finally found a place home. And she said, yes, I finally found my place home. And then Aokiji was like, then I'm happy. I didn't make a mistake letting you go. But next time, I will capture you. And that's when he left.
Next time, he says, when you know what the future holds.
Yeah. Anyway, Garp was just fucking chucking cannonballs down towards like Luffy and his crew. While they hoped for Usopp. Like, Usopp was trying to go like, hey guys, I'm awesome. Let me jump back. You want me to come back to the crew, right? Hey, guys, come on, guys. At some point, he realized it, and he's like, okay, I understand. Then he apologizes for being an idiot and everything. and he begs to join the crew. You see like Luffy stretching out his arm, and Usopp looks at him, and Luffy makes the same crying face. You idiot! Get back on! Oh, that's such a happy moment. It's like the whole crew was united. They finally come up with the name. Like I love how everyone got like the fucking design of the head wrong. And just ended up calling it the Thousand Sunny.
It's a line then.
Garp got kind of fucking angry with Luffy mocking him, so he just fucking like threw this giant ass cannonball.
Garp is like, what the fuck is a cannon?
Who needs cannons? I'm Garp. So that was when they used the cola fuel engine to shoot the Thousand Sunny into the sky. It's a flying ship. It's fucking awesome.
It can go forward and backwards.
Honestly, I can't think of a better way to end the arc. Just wow.
Yeah.
Absolute amazement.
Well,
I think we should just kind of wrap it up because I'm hungry and tired.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the time and we're basically there. We basically finished 2 arcs again, so I think it's a good point.
Technically 4 arcs. Technically.
Alright, some things are like separate from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, it's like
honestly, I wanted to go to Marineford, but yeah, I guess there's so much to talk about, you know.
There is. It's like fucking Skypia has a lot of things going on, and to be honest, even though the Water 7 and Enies Lobby are like separate arcs, they're actually like I always see them as one thing.
Yeah, they're technically one thing because you can't really have one without the other. I feel.
Yes, it's like come on, you get Lucci, you get the whole introduction with Lucci.
If you really have tried many times and couldn't get into One Piece, maybe just start with the Water. Maybe just try to watch the Water 7 arc and CP9 arc on your own.
Yeah. Though.
I was thinking I should watch all of One Piece, obviously, but I think what makes One Piece also great, what makes One Piece work, is that every arc has its own story. That is really good.
Yes. And it's like you will always have this question for it, but what about these guys? Well, you see, if you want to know about these guys, maybe you should start watching from the beginning.
Yeah.
Now you won't get much explanation of Luffy if you watch the anime, but still. In terms of backstory, of course, because his motivation, all that are fucking set in stone. It's since the beginning of the show.
Yeah, man, Water 7 and Enies Lobby still remain my favorite arc. Though, yeah, this is my favorite arc. The only arc that comes close for me is Marineford. I just really I think for me, Water 7 and Enies Lobby just gives me everything I want in an arc, basically, you know?
Yeah.
From the plot twist to the interesting drama to the world building to the plot twists.
I think for me it's like also the Shabondi Island together with like Marineford, because I also see those two like one thing.
That's also an amazing saga. You just call it a saga for a reason, you know?
Yeah, it's like for me the whole Marineford saga. The reason why I think that's like another one is because of the whole character development that happens in there. The whole,
I think we want to wrap it up, so I think we can just leave it when the next time we talk about One Piece. Yes. Gonna have like more parts, it seems.
Yeah, obviously, because it's like, dude, it's a long ass fucking story. It's like not for nothing. Like,
and it's not like it's long. It's not like it's long because it's stretching shit out, right? That's the best part about it.
Because
it's actually just a lot. It's actually just a lot to talk about.
There's a lot of detail, a lot of things. Remember the most important rule.
It's just unfortunate we don't even have time to talk about like Shanks meeting up with Whitebeard or like Ace fighting Blackbeard. Like we have to do that for the next stream.
Yeah, but it's like the most important thing with One Piece is like it's fucking long, but everything works. Everything is thought well out. Oda remembers many details and many characters. Who knows if he has notes?
And Enies Lobby is already proof of that too, I feel.
Yeah.
But everything, it always feels like everything gets used in these arcs, you know? There's not a moment wasted, it feels like sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, and remember, for people
to know. And then also having
some,
some perfect comedy, some great action as well. So some of the best 1v1 fights, soundtracks on soundtrack is really good. I wouldn't say that's the best animation, because I still think the best animation, besides Wano, is it's like between Thriller Bark and the Marineford arc.
It's just One Piece doesn't have it easy when it comes to the anime.
Yeah, I think that's where we should end it though.
Yes.
I really want to talk more about One Piece another time, but I also really want to finish Halo 2 first.
Yes.
Which if Ennis can come over on Tuesday, we can get his PC all built up. then we'll do that. Maybe, who knows?
Yes.
At some point. I want to say though, Anders, if you get like a new graphics card, your PC will be better than mine.
That's good to know. By the way, how many fans did you actually buy?
I didn't buy any fans though.
Right, you will leave it at 2 for now.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I'm already spending quite a lot of money, and I do have some money, but I also, need to be careful still.
Yes, then I'll buy those for myself another time.
I just think to myself, you don't have to spend the premium on fans, and honestly, you don't even really need to spend the premium on an M.2 slot. So like, you can buy those things yourself.
I'll buy those things myself then. That's good for me. It's like the building experience is gonna be something else, but that's for us private.
Yeah. So, I don't know when the next stream we'll talk about One Piece, but on tomorrow, 12 p.m. EST, we're gonna continue Final Fantasy 14 as always. And on Saturday we'll continue Dragon Quest 11 as usual. So I hope you're excited for that. I don't know I have no idea when the next One Piece talk is, but it's gonna be at some point, definitely.
Oh, maybe after Halo.